Hey there, thanks for tuning into Duck Bricks. I'm Chris, and today, I'm finally doing it. By popular demand, I am ranking every single LEGO theme. At the time of recording this intro, I haven't done this yet. I don't know if this video is going to come out. And if it does, it's going to be way too long because I have a lot to say. And there are a lot of LEGO themes. But y'all asked for it, so I'm delivering. We're going to be going through every single LEGO theme ever. And I'm going to be ranking them from the worst to the best. Let's jump into my ranking right now. This is absolutely insane. I know a lot of people have been asking me for literally years to make a tier list ranking of every single LEGO theme. And there's a very good reason as to why I haven't done it, and because it's gonna take me a long time and because it's actually really hard. I genuinely enjoy almost everything LEGO does. That doesn't mean I'm not critical though. I will be sharing my very honest and brutally honest opinions on every single LEGO theme in this video. But I've just never really gotten a chance to sit down and think about it. Now, obviously, putting them in a perfectly ranked list would be nearly impossible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this handy tier maker item right here, which goes from S, A, B, C, D, E, and F, and rank my thoughts on every single LEGO theme. This is linked in the description below if you want to make your own list. I'm really curious, and obviously before we get started, let me know in the comments which LEGO themes would be in your personal S tier. I'm sure this is going to be somewhat controversial. I know I have a lot of hot takes on LEGO themes that not a lot of people will necessarily agree with, so I'm very excited myself to jump into this, and let's go. Okay, so for whatever reason, and I wasn't going to start with it, but this tier list does have Ninjago first. Now, you know me, you know I love Ninjago, and let me explain why I'm going to put Ninjago as our first S tier theme. Okay, so LEGO has done a lot of original LEGO themes over the years. I mean, most of their portfolio used to be original themes only, although that's kind of shifted over recent history. But the thing Ninjago does really, really well is not just consistently put out pretty decent quality to amazing sets, especially nowadays, but it's managed to keep a consistent, generally high quality TV show. And when I say that, obviously Ninjago, like any show, like any long-running theme or media property, has its ups and downs. There are some years where Ninjago is absolutely peak. You've got your Sons of Garmadon, your Oni trilogy, some really great storytelling, and then you have your Hands of Time. You know, you've got very much different ends of the spectrum, but I will say, by and large, Ninjago as a story has been generally pretty consistent in being pretty good. So, given that it is one of the best LEGO story-based themes, it has some really interesting characters, the animation is now amazing, the settings, the villains, everything is so much fun and unique. Ninjago is an S-tier theme when it comes to an actual LEGO play process because I feel like Ninjago encompasses so many different themes. You can have an underwater theme in Ninjago, a medieval theme, you can have whatever you want, like a video game theme. You know, Ninjago is kind of like your quote-unquote kitchen soup LEGO theme, where pretty much anything you throw at the wall can stick when it comes to Ninjago, and that's why I love it so much as a theme itself. I think it absolutely has earned its spot in the annals of LEGO history, and for good reason, because Ninjago is truly one of the best. Now, I cannot say the same thing for the Ninjago movie. Now, the Ninjago movie as a LEGO set theme is actually pretty good. I will say that the sets that came out of the LEGO Ninjago movie were some of the best sets we were getting in 2017 at the time. The Destiny's Bounty from the Ninjago movie, it introduced the modular Ninjago cities. All of the ninja had an amazing lineup of mech vehicles that were super unique, had obviously a lot of design effort put into them, and genuinely were really good builds themselves. But then you get to stuff like Garmadon's Shark Army, and it's a little bit weaker in that area. The villain faction is one of the weaker Ninjago factions ever. Really don't know what they were going for with the sharks, and if this tier list is going to split them up as separate themes, I'm going to have to put the Ninjago movie, especially if you factor in the media surrounding it, and I'm not going to do this for every theme, but for themes that are original LEGO themes that are based off of an original LEGO piece of media, I think I'm going to have to put this at B. And I'm gonna leave it there. Maybe that's a controversial pick, but I feel like the movie itself drags it down. Obviously, it's a theme based on a movie that LEGO themselves made, so I am factoring that into the whole conception of this theme. And the Ninjago movie was a decent theme. It was good for its time, but nowadays, take any Ninjago set that's come out in the last 2 or 3 years, and I would say most of them kind of blow a lot of these builds out of the water. Obviously, Ninjago City was a blueprint. It started it all, but we've really progressed very far since then. So it's gonna be a B for now. I might change my mind as the list shapes up and like move it up to A, but for now that's gonna be B. Next up we have the LEGO Movie. Oh man, this is a tough one. So movie-wise, the LEGO Movie was amazing. I think the LEGO Movie really redefined a lot of what it meant to make a movie about toys. It actually kind of spurred on this whole new wave of toy themed movies, for better or for worse. But the LEGO Movie kind of started it all, and everybody going into the LEGO Movie thought it was going to be bad. They thought that there's no way this is going to be good. Absolutely not. But you know, it surprised so many people. It genuinely was a really good movie. And if you look back at the sets for 2014, the sets were quite solid, but they certainly don't live up to the standards and quality of what I would expect to see out of a LEGO Movie-based theme. I would say the sets are far worse than the Ninjago Movie sets, but obviously the movie is far better than the Ninjago Movie. And we got more diversity in the LEGO Movie sets. Like we got the 2-in-1 builds, where you had a garbage truck that turned into a flying garbage truck, or you had the plumber van and the ice cream plane, and even like the castle pod racer, stuff like that was very unique and very fun. And looking back at some of my favorite sets from the LEGO Movie, I still feel like that original orange motorcycle street chase set is very iconic, and it really is the set I think of when I think of the LEGO Movie. I actually also like the aesthetic of the super secret police. The dropship is actually really cool, as well as Bad Cop's flying car. I think it's a very sleek build. So while they are a bit dated for their time, they're not bad. So I'm going to put the LEGO Movie at B. I will say the products are a bit worse than the Ninjago Movie, but the movie is a lot better. So I think that kind of evens them out. System, I don't think that should be on here. LEGO System applied to so many things back in the 80s and 90s. I don't really know what that's supposed to represent, so I'm just going to ignore the fact that System is on this list, and oh my goodness, we have so many to go. Anyways, going on to the next item here, Blacktron. Oh man, okay, Blacktron is one of my favorite of all time classic space subthemes, and I'm also going to count the Icons Blacktron ship that released earlier this year in this. I think that's a very fair ranking to put this in. Blacktron had such a cool aesthetic. I mean, the black and transparent yellow to have a villain faction as kind of your main LEGO space sub-theme for that year, that was super cool. And it was something unlike LEGO had ever done. It kind of pushed the boundaries of kids telling their own stories even back in the early days. And Blacktron also introduced, I think it was actually the first to have the modularity, where you could actually swap out some of the cockpits and some of the storage modules from set to set. So that was another really cool innovation that kind of defined what LEGO space would look like going forwards. So I will say it's very dated for what it is, but I think given it's a product of its time, and it obviously has a very iconic staying power in today's modern kind of zeitgeist of LEGO themes, I'm going to put this one at B as well, B for Blacktron. We're putting a lot of themes in B right now, but I think it's deserved to be there. It's not quite at the very top, but it's still very, very good. We're actually starting off with some very good LEGO themes. Again, I'm not being biased here. I really do genuinely like a lot of different LEGO themes, but Blacktron, I mean, that's a good one. That's classic. I mean, that was my favorite LEGO classic space sub-theme growing up, so that one's a B for me. Castle, okay, this is interesting. Is this logo meant to represent Castle as a whole or Castle 2013? Because those are two very different things. I'm not seeing the other LEGO Castle sub-themes here. I mean, Knight's Kingdom obviously isn't split up. Okay, Fantasy Era is separate, but like where's Black Falcons? Where's Lion Knights? I am wondering where those are on this list, because if they're not counting, it's a bit inconsistent, because if you count Blacktron, I think you should be counting like Lion Knights and Black Falcons as well. But I just don't see those at all. You're even counting the Aquazone sub-themes. So the Castle sub-themes have to be here, like Kingdoms is here, but that was its own theme. Fantasy Era 2008 is its own thing, Knight's Kingdom as well. I assume Knight's Kingdom 2 has to be here. It's just a sea of themes here. But I'm really not seeing the other castle sub-themes, which is a bit unfortunate. I wish I was using... I think this is the best list I could find online. A lot of the other ones are even more incomplete, but given that this is the best list I can find, I mean, like what, 20 years of Lego Castle? I mean, when did Lego Castle come out? Whoa, way more than that, like 30 years, 40? It's been around for a while. Because I'm not seeing... So okay, let's count Castle here as Vintage Castle plus Castle 2013, which is what this logo's from. Whatever, you know, it's Castle. A. Easily an A. I mean, Castle is one of the pinnacles of Lego. Castle 2013, man, if I was just ranking Castle 2013, D or E, just to be clear. But we're talking all of the Vintage Castle sub-themes, other than the other ones listed here, have to be an A. I mean... It is just such a core part of Lego. There's a reason why people are getting more and more castle sets kind of being brought back into the modern fold today. It truly is just kind of a pinnacle of Lego, so I can't really say any more than that. It's truly a classic, so Castle. Ooh, okay, now we're getting spicy. Time Cruisers. Is Time Twisters included here? See, that's the annoying thing about this list. It's not necessarily, like, it's not alphabetical. I cannot decipher what order this is supposed to be. So I don't even know if we're counting Time Cruisers and Time Twisters as separate. I mean, if we're counting Blacktron as separate, I think that should be separate. Okay, if we're counting Disney Doc McStuffins. Doc McStuffins. Oh no, Vintage Castle's here. Oh, I missed it. Okay. Well, Vintage Castle A. Castle 2013. I mean, that was not good. E. I'll explain why in a second. But as I was saying, if we're counting Disney Doc McStuffins as a sub-theme, we should be counting all of the different castle sub-themes, which are not represented here. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to stop complaining about that. Because, like, half of these are Duplo sets. Like, I don't care about these ones. I don't think I'm going to rank. Anyways, I only see Time Cruisers, so I will only consider the original wave of Time Cruisers, not Time Twisters. I actually think Time Twisters is a little bit better. I genuinely really like the Twisted Time Train. I think that's one of my most, maybe one of the fondest Lego sets that I have, like, growing up. Obviously, I'm nostalgic, but Time Cruisers. So if you don't know what Time Cruisers was, it was kind of this hodgepodge theme of going around time, and you were following this motley crew of different time travelers as they would not necessarily experience different time periods, because the different time periods they went to were the other Lego themes at the time. Like, they would go into the Pirates theme, they would go into the Castle theme, they would go into the future, into the space theme, or go into Western. But the entire lineup was all of these different time machines that, as you rolled them along the ground, they all perform different functions. So you had a big flying time vessel which had flapping wings and then spinning little time discs on the side, and then you had a little one as well with some propellers spinning on the top, and every single set incorporated a feature, which I really love. I love it when Lego sets have moving play features like that, but there was really no defined aesthetic of the theme. Most of it was just light gray, which honestly, that's not the most interesting color scheme. I feel like they could have done something a lot more vibrant for the color scheme. So Time Cruisers, I like the functions. I did like it for what it was, but it's between C or D for me. And I think I'm gonna have to go D. I would put Time Twisters at C, but if Time Twisters doesn't come up again, I would bump Cruisers up to C just because of that time train. That is a really cool set. But that's where I'm putting that, and we're moving on to art. Okay, Lego art. Oh, that's tricky, because Lego art, see, the thing about art is that art started off as honestly not that interesting to me, because it was pretty much just one-by-one stud mosaics, as you can tell from the original logo here. They have since updated the logo for this year, but the old logo is very clear. It was just going to be kind of these paint-by-the-numbers things, and I did like them for what they were. Don't get me wrong. I've actually given a lot of Lego mosaics to my close friends of themselves and of their loved ones or their pets, and also I've made a ton of Lego mosaics for myself using the Lego art system, so I like it, but it doesn't really provide a very interesting building experience as a theme, you know? It isn't really that sort of thing that it's like, oh, this is gonna be a fun Lego set to build. It's often very, very tedious. But then Lego art started to redefine its kind of whole brand identity, where nowadays we get recreations of famous artwork pieces, mostly from Lego art, as well as some original stuff like the Fauna collection. But we get stuff like Vincent van Gogh's Starry Night, which I guess that was Lego Ideas, but it was basically like an art set, but we got stuff like it. We get the sunflower set, another Van Gogh one, right? We get the Great Wave, right? Hokusai, the Great Wave, and all sorts of really, really innovative sets like that. Even the Lego Art Spider-Man set is really cool. It's kind of 3D crawling out of the wall frame. So I like the modern Lego art sets a lot more than the Mosaic ones, but I still don't think it kind of holds a candle to any of these other themes above it. So I'm going to put it at C for now, and I think people will disagree with that. I think people are not going to like that placement. I know some people are going to think it should be way lower, some people think it should be way higher, but hey, I like the builds. I think they're generally, for the most part, really, really nice and interesting. I like it when they branch out, like the love statue is something that's a physical 3D sculpture, and I want to see more stuff like that. Like, give us like a giant Lego sculpture, like a marble sculpture brick build out of Lego. I think that would be really cool to see out of Lego art. But as of right now, C makes the most sense to me. Okay, Avatar, this is not The Last Airbender, this is the James Cameron Avatar theme. We only got one wave of sets. I don't know if we're ever going to get any more. Maybe we'll see it make a return when we get the new movie, but, I guess we got two waves, because we got the original movie and we got the Way of Water. So, I am assuming they're not splitting up the Way of Water into its own subsection, which would be... I mean, that wouldn't make any sense at all. I don't see it. Good. So Avatar, both waves. Honestly, the Avatar sets were really good. I know they weren't the most popular because I know a lot of people didn't really care that much about depicting these sets based off of these scenes from the movie. I've seen them on clearance all the time, but as sets, I actually really like the Avatar sets. I think they're really solid. They're good representations of everything in the movies. The creatures are great. The robotic builds are really cool. Even like the submarines and the vehicles are very interesting, and the VTOL copters. So I actually really like the theme. The minifigs are a bit uncanny. The long legs and long arms are nice, but the heads being very elongated are a little bit strange to me. But otherwise, I don't know. Lego Avatar, we're gonna put it... I mean, it's not better than the Ninjago movie or the Lego movie. So maybe C. I feel like it's interesting how I've now set a standard for myself by placing these here. Because like the builds for the Ninjago movie were so good. And then the Lego movie was so good. So, I don't know. And then Black Swan, it's classic. Like, how can you rank it lower? Maybe Black Swan should be bumped down. I don't know. We're going to leave it there for now, but we'll see. Okay. Avatar, sticking to my guns, leaving it at C. Brickheads. Ooh, this is going to be a controversial one because I have met people who love brickheads. I've literally met some people who only collect brickheads. Like, that's the only Lego they collect. I feel like those would be Funko Pop people if they just got those instead of brickheads. But I've met people who only get brickheads and who love them. And I've also met people who abhor brickheads, who just hate that they're basically like Lego Funko Pops and don't want Lego to make any more. And it's really interesting because Lego went through a phase where in 2018 in particular, they were like, oh, we can make brickheads of everything. And they released like, this is hyperbole, but they released what felt like 100 brickheads in 1 year. And so many of them went on clearance and they didn't sell well, and Lego had to scale back drastically. And now we only get a few brickheads here and there. I mean, we get some every release wave, but only for like new exciting themes. Like Fortnite got one, and we're getting two for One Piece, which is cool, and we got some for Avatar, I think, for instance, when we got that theme launched, but it's not like we're getting one for every single property nowadays. But brickheads, honestly, I feel like they have their spot in the Lego portfolio, and I hate to give another one to C, but I feel like C or D, because they're not the most interesting builds. They're very, very basic. But they are really nice and recognizable. They are iconic. I feel like I'll be struggling between C and D a lot in this tier list ranking. So just for the fact that they are cute collectibles, I can see why people like them. And they are charming in a way. So I'm going to leave it at C. I might change my mind, but we're doing C for now. Okay, Spring Lantern Festival. This is all the Chinese or Lunar New Year sets. I mean, that's an A or a B. Those sets are some of the best sets Lego puts out every year. I will say in recent history, it feels like they're kind of running out of some ideas to do for them. Like the very first few sets we got were amazing, and then they were even better the next year and even better the year after that. And I feel like they reached a peak at a certain point. Like they reached a peak when we got those modular compatible buildings, which had like the really nice garden that you could go into. And I feel like they've kind of been trying to just come up with other stuff here and there. But then we also just got like, last year was the Amazing Dragon and the Chinese restaurant. That was really nice. So maybe only this year's have been a little bit weaker for me, but I'm going to put this one at A because the builds have genuinely been really, really good. I think it's really cool that LEGO is celebrating a different culture and kind of putting those sets out there. So we're going to put that at A for now. And I am happy with that placement. That was the easiest A I've given. Okay, LEGO City. Oh my gosh. Years and years and years of history with LEGO City. I mean, that's the thing with these long-running themes. It's so hard. How do you quantify them? Like, I would make a tier list ranking of every year of LEGO City. Like, this year's pretty good. Last year was really good, and the year before that was kind of boring. I think, if I've got my years right. Maybe I'm skipping a few years here and there, but it's like LEGO City has really good years, and then it has some really boring years. And so it's so hard to place. I mean, are we counting Town in this as well? Town better be its own thing. Is that Town? What is that? This is embarrassing. I should know what that is. Because this is like whatever icon they use in the box art for that. I think that's Town. I might be wrong though. That could be like Metro or something, or like... No, trains are here. I don't know. This is... Okay, anyway, we'll get back to that. World City is separate. If World City is separate, which I think it should be, then Town should be separate. I wish there was a way to search this list. Like, search it as text. I don't see that. Okay, well, I'm going to guess that Town is somewhere here. We're going to call this Town for now. And we're just going to talk about City. So this is City, like, post-rebrand. Post-rebrand City... I mean, City's kind of a staple of LEGO. Would I put it at A, though, with Castle? I feel like I kind of have to, because it's a classic part of LEGO. I love City as much as the next person. It's just not the most interesting theme to me. I love all the City sub-themes they do, like Volcano and Jungle Expedition, and the Johnny Thunder stuff they've been doing has been really cool, and the Arctic stuff that they keep on doing as well. Even the underwater LEGO City stuff is cool. And City Space! Oh, City Space! Oh, that's really good. Like, I would put City Space up at A easily, because that's a really, really solid sub-theme. See, that's the tricky thing. Like, City... But then, of course, you get all your monotonous police and fire and rescue, which I know kids like, but I don't really care about. I never cared about it as a kid. As a kid, I never really cared about police at all. It just wasn't interesting to me. I'm struggling between A or B. I think just because of the rich history, because of what they do now, because of how diverse the theme is, we're going to give City an A, but that might go down. And I keep saying that. I keep saying I might change a ranking, but I feel like once it's in there, it's like it's solidified. It's like it's a fixed event, you know? I can't go back and change it. But I might change things down the line. Anyways, Classic. Classic is boxes of bricks. I think that deserves a spot in LEGO's portfolio, and it just doesn't appeal to me at all unless they do something interesting like the recent transparent box of bricks. We're going to give it a B. I mean, it's literally just boxes of pieces. What can you say? Not much else to say. It needs to be, LEGO needs to be putting out sets like this to have kids be creative, but it's just like, it's barely a theme, you know? It's basically parts packs. Classic Space... Classic Space, oh, like Classic Space, I like it better than City. Should it be higher than City? Probably not. Is it S tier? Also probably not. Oh, I'm gonna get killed in the comments for this one. Like, Classic Space is really, really good. I don't think it's S tier because I think S tier, you need a special sauce for S tier. Like, Ninjago is everything. It has a good show, good media, it has diverse locations, it has a diverse minifigures realm of like different realms, villains. You never know what you're gonna get with Ninjago. I mean, Classic Space, it's like, you know how it is. It's like going to your favorite local restaurant that serves like one dish you really like, and you really love this dish. Like, you could eat this dish for the rest of your life. But then you go to Ninjago and it's like you go to a fancy fine dining restaurant. You've got 24 courses. You never know what's going to be on your plate next course after course, you know? And that's S tier for me. Like, you never know what you're going to get with Ninjago. Classic Space, it's like comfort. It's like, I know what Classic Space is. I like it. But it's not going to surprise me. It's not going to try something new, and that's why it's going to be A. And I've explained myself to the extent of explaining myself, and that's it. Okay. Creator. Ooh. You're hitting me. I mean, it's gonna be a lot easier when I can just like plonk, I mean, one of these themes, like, I don't know, Speed Racer down in like E or something. Like, it's gonna be so much easier to do that, like, when we get down to these weird sub-themes. I'm getting hit with all the classics here. I mean, look at this. This is crazy. Creator X, this is all just Creator Expert. Okay. So not creator. DC, Friends, Disney Dots, like these are all classic themes. Okay, Gabby's Dollhouse, that's getting cooked. Okay, anyway, creator, okay. Creator Expert. Now, Creator Expert is a bit tricky because technically it's discontinued now. It's sort of become icons. So I feel like I have to rank these one after the other. Creator Expert was mostly modular buildings and big vehicles, which now have become icons. Icons has eaten Creator Expert. It was also, like, we got the trains, like some nice trains in Creator Expert as well. I mean, modular buildings. If we're counting the history of modular buildings, I'm tempted to put it in S. I won't. I think it's the same deal with Classic Space. But I mean, modular buildings are really, really special for LEGO. I mean, those are a whole new type of building. We're gonna put it in A. I might change my mind. We're gonna put it in A for now. Icons, I mean, also an A. A lot of people have issues because Icons is all across the board. You know, Icons is like, one day you can have an amazing set like the Dune Ornithopter, and the next day you get an Icon set that's like the Chibi Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon, which I personally do not like that much. I know a lot of people do. I'm sorry for the folks who do. I just don't think it should have been the set that we got for How to Train Your Dragon. So Icons is kind of a mixed bag, but I'd say like when it hits, it really hits. And you can usually count on Icons to deliver. Usually, like 8 times out of 10, LEGO Icons genuinely gives us like good sets because they're 18 plus. You can do the best building techniques there. So Icons is A. Friends. Friends has been so good since the reboot. But before the reboot, it was like kinda lame. I don't know. It wasn't the most... Did they split the reboot? No. Friends is counted as one. That's fair. Friends is one theme. Okay, so here's my thing with Friends. I love LEGO Friends. I buy every single LEGO Friends set now after the reboot, because I think the reboot skyrocketed it into maybe even above A. Like, maybe not quite S, but above A. But before that, LEGO Friends sets were not that interesting. Like, the builds for LEGO Friends sets, just walk with me here, they were not the most interesting builds. They were very basic, they were really juniorized, they were kind of just open play sets. I don't know, maybe it just wasn't really my thing, and obviously I'm not the target demographic, but I definitely am not the target demographic for Friends now, and I love Friends now. But I think that Friends now has like 2 to 3 years of that, versus like all of the other years starting in 2012 of LEGO Friends having some decent sets here and there. Like, don't get me wrong, I got my fair share of Friends sets pre-reboot, but they weren't always consistently good. I would say they were consistently kind of like mediocre. So I'm gonna put Friends in B. The reboot is so good, but we're gonna leave it in B for now. I mean, that's with the Ninjago movie, and that's with Blacktron. That's not bad. That's still very good. Oh, DC. Oh, DC. How the Mighty Have Fallen, honestly. Are we splitting off the original Batman theme from DC, or are we counting that all together? I do not obviously see the original Batman, although there's a lot of like themes on the screen here, so it might just be like screaming at me and I'm not seeing it. Okay, Batman movie is separate, that's good. Yeah, okay, DC, including the original line of LEGO Batman. This is very inconsistent, whoever made this. It's very inconsistent in sub-themes versus actual themes. Anyways, DC, I mean, LEGO Batman was revolutionary when it launched. It obviously launched this whole new world of superheroes for LEGO. And there was a golden age of DC. There was a time where we were getting some really, really cool comics-based sets, and I was loving that. And now we get nothing. I mean, now DC is a shell of its former self. It's honestly embarrassing. It's like replaying the old hits. It's just Batman now. It really is. And it's not even comics Batman. It was comics Batman a few years ago, but now it's just movie Batman. Like, we're getting Batman Forever, and I am not complaining. I like that set. It's a cool build. But it's all we're getting. The Dark Knight tumblers, Batman movie tumblers, the Batman Forever vehicle, Batmobile. You know, it's like, I would love to see some more variety from DC. And so that's why DC, it's a C or D. I'm sorry. We've gotten a lot of good stuff in the past, but right now it's just so uninspired. I feel like it's a theme that's playing it so safe that it's become stagnant. It's become very boring. I'm gonna put it in C just because of the history of DC, because we used to get good stuff, and I'm very biased now because I do not like the current direction of DC. And you can tune in to my LEGO Superheroes panel at Brickworld Chicago if you want to hear more about my thoughts on the state of superheroes. But because of what's come before, it's a C. Okay, moving on. Disney. I mean, Disney's good. Disney's a lot. Disney's a lot of stuff. I mean, okay, so we're getting Disney split off, but like, why is Jake and the Neverland Pirates its own theme? Why is Sophia the First its own theme? Why is Miles from Tomorrowland its own theme? Like, I'm not ranking those. Those are like, I mean, what even are those? Those are like Duplo sub themes, right? Like, those are not even like system sets. I'm not even gonna rank those. So I'm counting everything Disney. Everything Disney, aside from anything, obviously, that's like split off. Like, I guess Marvel is Disney now, so obviously not that. But okay, everything Disney, so that's Disney princesses, but that's also the nice like 18+ sets we get from Disney as well. So the big Disney castles, and we get like the Disney buildable characters. We get large sets for the movies, like Lion King, like we got the big Simba. Disney's a very different theme now than it used to be. And we generally get really good sets out of it, and even the Disney princess sets are actually pretty interesting. For some of them are pretty good. I think I'm still gonna put it at C because it's just not the most diverse theme. I feel like we're getting a lot of diverse sets, but I mean, by nature of the subject matter, most Disney sets are Disney princess sets, and most of them have to fall in a certain age category. They kind of do tend to feel similar or the same. But then we get good sets like the Encanto house was really good. Maybe it's a B, because the 18+ Disney sets are also quite good as well. So I'm going to put Disney in B. Yeah, that feels all right to me. Lego Dots. Lego Dots. Okay. I think there's a time and place, and there was a market for dots, obviously. Like, I think it's really good that young girls who want to be creative with designing bracelets can do that through Lego. I think that was really good. Unfortunately, that meant that pretty much every set was a bracelet with random different colors of 1x1 pieces they could come up with. That's an E. I think, like, it's just not that interesting as a theme, and I don't want to hate on it. I don't have any problem with dots. I just think it's not the most interesting theme compared to all these other ones. It's definitely not as interesting as Time Cruisers, I'll give you that. So there it is. Oh, okay, Dreams. This is gonna be fun. Lego Dreams. Okay, the show, I put out an entire video, like, flaming the show, saying it was really, really bad. And I felt bad because I actually met some people who work on the show, and they're really nice people, and they're passionate, and they really are doing their best. And I don't want to disparage anybody involved in the creation of Dreams. I think that I don't want to blame any one person in particular as to why the show is not the best. I just think that maybe if the writing was a bit tighter, maybe it was in the conception of the theme, I don't know. There's a million things that could go wrong in making a theme just not perform as well as it could. But I think the show not being that gripping really hurt Dreams. But just yesterday, I finished LEGO Dreams Season 3, and they got new writers for the show, and Season 3 is actually kind of good. Like, Episode 10 ends on a cliffhanger that might be one of, like, the all-timer LEGO show cliffhangers. If you care about spoilers for LEGO Dreams, fast forward now, but I'm warning you, I'm going to give a spoiler. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The episode 10 of LEGO Dreams Season 3 ends with the entire episode having been revealed to have been literally a dream. They have been put into this like forced dream state with these VR goggles around their faces, and all the heroes think they've won. And you really do feel like it feels like a finale. It feels like a mid-season finale. It's a big climax. They're beating the villains, but it's revealed that the villains have actually put them in this like stasis, and they're just reliving what they actually want to be doing. And the thing is, it worked so well because LEGO Dreams before this point had been a very basic show where it's like the hero beats the villain, and this happens, and like convenient things happen that allow the heroes to win. And they mentioned that in the episode. They're like, oh, that was convenient how we won. And I didn't think twice about it. I was like, okay, I think that's fine. And then you can kind of get this feeling that something is a little bit off in this episode, where things are going a little too well. And then weird things start happening. Anyway, it's all a dream, which usually is like kind of a stupid plot point, but for LEGO Dreams, revealing that the entire episode you just watched was all a dream is kind of perfect in a meta way. So I don't know. I'm going on a tangent here. The show is getting better, I think. I think it's too little too late. I think Dreams had a lot of sets canceled for this summer wave. We've had at least like 3 or 4 sets we know were supposed to come out that were canceled. I don't think it's long for this world. I would be surprised if we get more TV show episodes next year in 26. I think we're going to get a final wave in January. Maybe episodes, or maybe like a mini series or shorts, or maybe like a 45-minute special to wrap everything up if they're lucky, and Dreams is gone. It's kaput. It's dead. That's my prediction. Set-wise, though, Dreams is mixed. See, Dreams is trying to be like Ninjago in that it's a kitchen soup theme where it's trying all these different things, but I think it fails because it tries almost too much, where there is no consistent visual identity tying all the sets together. While Ninjago is all tied together by some sort of an Asian-inspired aesthetic and kind of keeping it all within the same world, Dreams, one set you could have a really cute fluffy bunny, or a terrifying nightmare ship, or you can have a tank, or you can have this like off-roader car, and there isn't really any sort of cohesive identity to what Dreams is. And I do love a lot of the sets. I think the villain sets are actually really, really good. The villain sets are maybe some of my favorite villain sets we've ever gotten from a LEGO theme. But then the hero stuff is really hit or miss. Like, some are good, some are bad, some are like interesting, some are just weird. So Dreams, I'm gonna put in the C category. I think it was very, very ambitious for a LEGO theme to do what it was trying to do. I just think it just didn't quite deliver on that promise. And given how rough the show was in the first 2 seasons, I can't put it any higher than that. Okay, moving onwards. LEGO Duplo. This is going to be an interesting one, but I'm putting Duplo at like A because I think Duplo needs to exist. Young kids need to get into LEGO, and Duplo, it's not for me. I don't own more than like 3 Duplo sets, but I can understand why Duplo is good because young kids can play with Duplo. So I almost feel it's like hard. It's hard to rank them across all these other LEGO themes. So it's gonna go in A. It's again one of those staples of LEGO, kind of like City is there and Creator Expert and so on and so forth, and even Icons now. But okay, moving on. Gabby's Dollhouse. It's a 4+ theme. And it's all right. I have all the Gabby's Dollhouse sets, and I think the dollhouse itself is actually a pretty fun build, but it is 4+. There's not much else I can say about it. It's got some cute animal molds, but not much really going for it. It's just gonna go in D. Like, it's not offensively bad like the 2013 run of Castle was, which was just way too juniorized and so boring. But it's not like good either, so D. Harry Potter. Ooh, long running theme. I mean, Harry Potter is a good theme. Thoughts on J.K. Rowling aside, and to be clear, those thoughts are negative. I do not like or agree with her thoughts. Just talking about the theme as a whole, we're just talking about the theme. To be clear, though, Duckbricks does support trans rights. Duckbricks, I mean, many of my friends are as trans as well, and I mean, I think it's just ridiculous that the creator of a very beloved IP has been spewing a lot of hate online. I can't agree with that. But Harry Potter is a LEGO theme, completely divorced from the creator, is actually really good. And it's gotten better and better and better. And the modular system in between the sets is so clever. I love that. I love that so much. How you can make sets be modular with each other. I think that is so fun. So, Harry Potter. Is it an A tier theme? Maybe. I'm tempted. It's either A or B. Because Harry Potter has always done unique things for LEGO. I feel like they always push the boundaries of a LEGO theme. Like, the minifigures are so good. And the Hogwarts Castle, like, they reinvent the Hogwarts Castle system every, 3 years or so to make a brand new system. You get a new Great Hall with a different style than the last. And that's so cool. I love that about Harry Potter. And I feel like it's the kind of theme where you can keep on putting out more sets like it. We keep on getting more and more characters, and every set is just very well designed. So I'm actually going to put Harry Potter at A. And that is going to be a very controversial choice, but A. There, I said it, we're moving on. Ooh, this is fun. Belleville. Okay. Oh, I'm going to get killed for this. Belleville, B. Oh, it's not, no. Okay, maybe not. We're going to put it in, Oh, this is hard. I mean, So I know a lot of people want me to put Belleville in like F or something like that. But no, Belleville actually has some really interesting pieces. And some of the builds are so kooky and so fun and cool that I just have to put them higher. Like if you look at the Hans Christian Andersen Belleville sets, they're so weird, they're creepy, they're bizarre. Some are grotesque, like those are some weird builds. And they're using these prefab horrific pieces, disgusting, like gigantic transparent pieces of plastic, but I love it. I love how weird it is, I love how kooky it is, I love how it goes and breaks the rules of the Lego system and does its own thing and introduces these weird pieces that never pop up again, but are so interesting to build with. So, Belleville, I mean, it's better than Gabby's Dollhouse. C. We're putting it in C. Oh, you know what we should do? I should internally rank each of these categories as well, because we're gonna have so many. Then we're gonna get an actual list. Then we'll literally get a list from worst to best. Okay, we're gonna do it. A tier, castle, icons, city, classic space, spring lantern festival. Ooh, creator expert is gonna go above city. Harry Potter Duplo. Okay, good. Ninjago movie is top here. I'm gonna put, I mean, classic, it needs to exist. So classic there. Lego movie, no. Friends, Lego movie, Lego movie Friends. That one's tough. That one could go either way. Disney Blacktron. I like that. Okay. C. Dreams is probably the best of all. No, Avatar is the best of all these. Then Dreams, art is good. DC, Brickheads, should Belleville be at C then? I don't know. Time Cruises, Gabby's, Castle Dots. I like that. I then think I'm going to bump Belleville down to D. I don't like it in C with these other ones. I like it in D. So we're going to put it in D. Yeah, Belleville's in D. Because like the building experience is not there. But I love those pieces. They're so much fun. Okay, anyways. Lego Ideas. Ooh, A. Easy A. Ooh, should it be an S? I mean, the thing that's really nice about LEGO Ideas is that every set is usually really, really good, and they're celebrating fan concepts, bringing them into sets. LEGO Ideas also, I think, is a fundamentally broken platform where, like, if we're getting 30 or 40 submitted entries in one period and they can only pick, like, one or two, I don't know. I feel like that's not a fun platform for people to do, and like it's so biased towards hitting anniversaries. Like if you get lucky and it's like happens to be the anniversary of Hocus Pocus, or there happens to be a new Disney Plus like slop Home Alone movie coming out, then you can like get that through. And I'm not saying those submissions or sets are bad. I'm just saying like it's so skewed towards biased like times. So Ideas, it's going to go in A. It's not going to be an S because of that, because I feel like it's just like, it's basically icons. And that's why I'm going to put it right next to icons. Right there. Icons and Ideas. Okay, Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones. The theme was pretty fun. Okay, this is a hot take. Oh, my buddy Mini Superheroes Today, who's the #1 LEGO Indiana Jones fan, is going to kill me for this, but Indiana Jones, for me growing up, was not that interesting of a theme. I think the sets were okay. I don't think there were any real standout sets in the original like 2008 era wave. But the new sets that we got, like the 4 or 5 new sets we got, were actually really good. And the temple set, I think like the Golden Idol temple set is one of the best LEGO sets of all time. And I say that unironically. It is a beautiful display piece. You can play with it. It has so many functions. The rolling boulder, oh, so good. So it's tough because this is both the old and the new. And the old one did have some good hits. Like I do like the Temple of the Crystal Skull, actually. I think that's a pretty solid one. But it's just not the most versatile theme. You know what I mean? Like it's not the most exciting theme on its own unless you're really, really into Indiana Jones. It's like a very niche license. I mean, it's not more niche than like any of these other ones. Like as we get down the list here, like who actually cares about Trolls World Tour, right? But by itself, it's like, it's an icon. It's a very iconic IP, don't get me wrong, but it's just not, it's not up there with City or Ninjago or Castle. I'm going to put it in C, but I'm going to put it, it's actually going to go above DC, which, no, it's going to go below DC, but it's comparable to DC. It's going to go above Brickheads, and I'm going to put it there because I feel like it's just one of those licensed themes that is solid if you love the property, but it just doesn't offer that much more exciting stuff. And it's funny how I say that because a lot of those sentiments are echoed for Jurassic World, except I would bump Jurassic World into the B category just because it's basically a modern day original dinosaur theme. I think it's below all these other ones. But it is really cool how we get so many new dinosaurs every year thanks to Jurassic World being basically an evergreen theme now. Like, it's really cool how we keep getting those. I love the modern Lego dinosaurs. I think they're super cool. The Jurassic World sets are weak. I mean, they're hit or miss. But the builds, like, it's not about the builds, it's about the dinosaurs, I know. But the builds are, like, not interesting. And that's why it's at the bottom of B, and it will be at the bottom of B for a while. Okay, Marvel. Oh my goodness, I could say so. Marvel and then Star Wars, we're gonna spend like half the video talking about these. I'm gonna try to keep it quick. So I just put out a video talking about my problem with Lego Marvel. And that's about modern Lego Marvel. Again, we're ranking Marvel now in terms of the history of the theme. You can watch that video if you want, but the TLDR of it was that Marvel is kind of stagnating. Not stagnating as badly as DC, because we get more than one bloody set a year, but it's stagnating almost as bad and for the same reasons, because they keep going back to the Infinity Saga, they keep going back to what sets sell the best, but the budget is shrinking and shrinking and shrinking, the minifigs get worse and worse and worse, and so I'm talking a lot of negative stuff about Marvel, but we also had some really good comics-based sets back in the day, and it was really cool getting that original wave of Avengers stuff in 2012, so Marvel is gonna go in... it's gonna go in C, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mini Superheroes Today. It's better than Dreams. It's actually better than Avatar, I think, because of what we've gotten in the past, but it's at the top of... Oh, but it feels weird putting it under Jurassic World, which really just has pre-molded dinosaurs going for it and no, like, interesting builds. So maybe it's going to go in B right above Jurassic World. I think that's fair, because we've gotten some really good Marvel sets, and I do like Marvel. Some of the big sets we get are really nice, so we're going to do that. Okay, Star Wars, S or A? It's a big part of Lego now. I mean... Would people kill me if I put Ninjago in S rather than A? I mean, I don't care what people think, obviously. Otherwise, I wouldn't be making this video. Otherwise, I wouldn't have a YouTube channel. But talking for myself, like the UCS sets are good. But then it's like there are so many problems with Star Wars, and that's a whole separate video. Bro thinks he's M&R Productions right now, but there are genuinely a lot of problems with the current state of Lego Star Wars. Like, not to be M&R, but I'm just saying, like, I think Lego Star Wars could be in a much better spot than it is now. I don't think it's for the same reasons as a lot of people say online. I think I have my own reasons. I might want to keep those for a separate video. But it is really good. We're putting it in S. Putting it in S for now. Might go down. I'm also bumping Castle down. I was like, Castle should be here. Yeah, okay. I like Castle, but it's not better than these. Okay, Speed Champions. Okay, Speed Champions is niche. It's interesting now. Okay, so Speed Champions. I think Speed Champions has some of the best Lego sets that are made. Like, I think that they genuinely have some of the best sets that Lego produces. But also, everything that came before was not that interesting. The 6 stud wide era was not super great. It was okay. It was okay. And it's also very, like, specific. Unless you care about race cars or fast vehicles, Speed Champions is not the theme for you. So it's hard to put it up. Like, I'm going to be clear. I'm deciding between A or B. Because the building techniques genuinely revolutionize Lego literally every year. Like, I feel like Speed Champions puts out revolutionary building techniques on a crazy regular basis. And it introduces so many cool pieces. Like, it is so important for the Lego building system. But it is very specific in what it does. Because of the quality of the sets now, but I also have to factor in what came before, we're going to put it at the very top of B. Top of B, and I like that. Okay, Super Mario. Ooh, don't like Super Mario. Don't like it. I like Mario. Why are we not getting minifigures? I know why, and it's because Nintendo wanted LEGO to make a digital game. They wanted to make LEGO Mario be unique and its own thing, and I don't like that. I think it was okay for one wave. They're pushing it with two. Coming into year 5 of electronic digital Mario and still 0 Mario minifigures in sight is a travesty. How have we gone 5 years without a LEGO Mario minifigure? I mean, I cannot believe it. I know a lot of people in the comments will say they like the digital play system. I think they're fun for what it is. I've literally made like 3 videos combining every single Super Mario set. I own all of these sets, but that also isn't saying anything because I own basically everything. If I own all of a theme, like, I might hate it or love it, that gives you no information. But I cannot fathom, like, and the sets are not good because they're very flimsy. They are meant to be disassembled. They're basically just a series of plates connecting modules together, and some modules are fun, some are good. You get the very rare, like every once in a while you get a really nice Bowser's airship, but then everything else is just kind of slop, and it's not the designer's fault, it's the fault of the system. And I think it's Nintendo's fault, actually, for making LEGO do this. So Super Mario is going to be in a D. It's going to go right in the middle of Time Cruisers and Gabby's Dollhouse. It's going to sit below Belleville. Let that sit with you, people. It's going to be below Belleville. Okay, Sonic the Hedgehog. I mean, it's all right. I'm not the biggest fan of Sonic, I'll say that. I don't have anything against it, I just didn't grow up playing the games, so I just don't have that love for Sonic in my core. I do, like, enjoy the live-action movies as much as the next guy. I think they're funny, and, like, I know pretty much almost, I wouldn't say everything, but I know, like, way too much Sonic lore for not being a fan of the franchise because, like, I went down a rabbit hole at one point and just went through the wiki and read, like, all the important pages. So I just to understand, like, what LEGO was putting out, so I understood what was going to be in the sets. Like, oh, I know what a bio-lizard is now, and I know what happens when that little girl gets shot. You know, it's like that Sonic stuff. You know, I know that, you know, I know enough about Sonic lore to know that Shadow loves Latinas. You know, that's a Sonic fact that I know. But the LEGO Sonic theme, it's hit or miss. They have a lot of sets based off the Speed Sphere gimmick. Say that 10 times fast, Speed Sphere. Yeah. And that means these sets are very gimmick-based. A lot of them are big ramps. They're kind of like LEGO City Stunts sub-theme, which was okay for what it was, but I definitely like the sets a lot more when they're based off of the games. I think like the recent Tails vehicle that we got, that was really good. The Bio-Lizard was great. Stuff like that. I want to see more stuff like that, like stuff from the games, but it's very hit or miss. So I'm going to put it in C. It's going to be the lowest one in C, but it's definitely not going to be in D. I think it is better than all these themes here. Okay, Alpha Team, this is a classic. Okay, we're getting into some classics now. Alpha Team. I really like Alpha Team Mission Deep Freeze. I think Mission Deep Sea is okay. It's one of the weaker ones, and the original wave of Alpha Team was pretty decent for what it was. But also kind of a hodgepodge theme. It was kind of hard. It doesn't really have an identity, so to speak. So Alpha Team, it was a super spy theme, and I do like some of what they were doing, but then if you look back critically at the sets, I have a lot of nostalgia for the theme, but critically speaking, I don't know if the sets were the greatest. So hard. I think it's a C. Like, some of those sets are rough. Yeah, we'll put it between DC and Indie. I like that. Aqua Raiders. Aqua Raiders was fun. Good color scheme. Great base. Fantastic base. Who doesn't like a yellow submarine? I think Aqua Zone was way better, though. We're going to put Aqua Raiders in C. Because Aqua Zone, I'm going to say it right now, it's probably going to be in B. So I'm going to put Aqua Raiders right here. I think that feels right to me. Nothing super innovative. I think that the creatures set it back. The creatures were not that interesting because they were just big versions of real-life creatures. They were basically like creator creatures. The only really cool one was the big squid. And even then, the Atlantis big squid was even cooler, I think. Maybe that's the only one where the Atlantis one was a bit weaker. But all the other Atlantis creatures were better, so that's going to sit there. Okay, Galaxy Squad. This was the final original LEGO space sub-theme. I would love to see another one, but I don't know if we're ever going to. This was the final original LEGO space sub-theme. I would love to see another one, but I don't know if we're ever going to. Okay, Galaxy Squad. This was the final original LEGO space sub-theme. I would love to see another one, but I don't know if we're ever going to. And I actually like a lot of the builds. The insects were pretty cool. The splitting feature for all of the main hero vehicles was also really neat. I like that that was a really focused on feature. You can literally see it in the logo with the spaceship splitting in half. I don't think I ever noticed that until today. That's kind of weird. Yeah, wow, I can't believe that. Never really noticed that. I remember loving there was the second wave. We had the blue team tank and jet. That was super cool. The orange team ship that kind of had the cockpit move forwards and deploy the rover. That was super cool in wave 1. But it was also a very short-lived theme and maybe not the best classic space, or the best original space sub-theme. I think it definitely had a lot more. It could have been a lot more. So I'm feeling C. It's better than Alpha Team. I don't leave it there. Rock Raiders. Okay. I'm not being blinded by nostalgia here. Rock Raiders, easy. Easy B. Not an A. Easy B. Above Black Swan. It's iconic. I mean, Rock Raiders is one of those themes that you look at it and like, this is the original underground LEGO theme. It's so iconic for what it is. It is so utilitarian in the design, but also so sci-fi. I love the rock monsters. Oh yeah, Rock Raiders, we're putting it right above Friends. Yeah, I like that. Ghostbusters! Barely any sets. We have one for the 2016 movie. We've got the big Afterlife one, the big Ghostbusters Ecto one. We have the Ideas set, which does that even count as Ghostbusters? I don't really think so, because that was LEGO Ideas. I mean, sure, let's count it here for now. And the Firehouse Headquarters, and that's basically it. And then you have Dimensions packs, which are Dimensions. So really barely a theme. But the sets were decent for what they were. Like, even the 2016 reboot Ghostbusters, which nobody likes, like, that was a good set. That was a nice build for the Ecto one. I just think with the theme so small, I can't put it higher than, like, a C, though. It's got to be the lowest on C, because it's just not, it doesn't offer that much. But that's a C for me. Okay, Aquazone. Aquazone, I love Aquazone. I love it so much. And did they split up? We are splitting up. We're splitting up Hydronauts from Aquazone, really? Then where are the castle factions, man? Come on. Okay, anyway, whatever. Aquazone by itself. So the like first wave of Aquazone, like the yellow submarines, transparent blue, iconic. Getting those chrome crystals. Oh my goodness. I mean, this is a Christian Faber original. I think it's actually better than Rock Raiders. I'm gonna put it here. Yeah, you're gonna see a lot of classic themes in B right here. I like Aquazone. Avatar: The Last Airbender. Ooh, F. I'm sorry. I love Avatar: The Last Airbender. I've seen the entire show like 3 times. I've seen Legend of Korra twice. I've watched all the live action. I've read a lot of the books and comics. I love it, and that's why Avatar is going in F, because LEGO put no effort into this theme. The minifigures are like offensively bad. The builds are also really poor. Like, the boat is so weak. It's so bad. The Fire Nation ship is one of the most like poorly designed sets ever. And it's just came at an era of LEGO where they were prioritizing size over stability and building techniques, and it really shows in these sets. That's the only theme that's F. People are going to flame me for that, but come on. Here's the thing. I think LEGO is going to produce new Avatar: The Last Airbender sets for Season 2, because they've been doing that for every Netflix show that's very popular. Wednesday, they waited till Season 2, then we got sets. One Piece, waited till Season 2, then we got sets. You know, it's kind of a trend. I'm sure, like, I would be... At this point, like, I would be shocked if we did not get a remake of LEGO Avatar: The Last Airbender using the same minifig designs we saw in LEGO Fortnite. Just give us those. Those are perfect. And I bet the theme is going to become like an A team or A tier or B tier. You know, it's going to be really good. But as of right now, bad. 2 sets, bad. Ben 10. Ben 10 gets a lot of hate. I mean, maybe rightfully so. It came right after Bionicle's cancellation. It was a pure construction theme with all of these unique molds that we never saw again. I feel like a Ben 10 LEGO theme could have been really good. Not anymore though. It's past the popularity point. But back then it could have been good. But as a pure construction theme, I mean, it introduced some interesting pieces. I'm a Bionicle fan, as you know. I kind of started this channel on the Bionicle building blocks, but Ben 10 was not it. That's gonna be an E. It's not as bad as Avatar though. Avatar was like, I loved Avatar so much, and getting sets that bad was like personally painful. So it's above that, but it's E. Okay, LEGO Boost. It was kind of the replacement to Mindstorms. Didn't really take off. The sets were okay. I don't like it as much as Mindstorms. It's a D. I think Mindstorms is like really up there, and then Boost was kind of like the pale imitation. It's better than Super Mario. I'll tell you that. Cars, no shot we're splitting up Cars 3 and Cars. Okay, no. So they're using the Cars 3 logo, but this is all Cars. Okay, Cars is all right. Not the most interesting theme, you know, but it's okay. I like the movies. I like the sets. They're juniorized, but they're decent. I think that's going to go right above Ghostbusters. Licensed theme, not much going on. That's what it is. Okay, it's time to get into one of my favorite themes. Oh, Lego Elves. This is so good. So Lego Elves, I think, is honestly one of the most underrated themes they've done. I put out a whole multi-part series on Lego Elves, diving into every single set, walking through the lore of the story alongside them, and like nobody watched those videos. But I love Lego Elves because I think it just was so cool to see Lego tackle a girl-oriented action and adventure theme. I was so used to Lego Friends being this very like, I mean, it was nice builds, decent enough, like suburban life, but Lego Elves was a world of action and mystery and elemental battles, but geared towards the younger girl audience, and I feel like having a mini doll theme like that is something sorely missing from LEGO's portfolio nowadays. It was really cool, the villain designs were very interesting, I love the elemental effects, and the minifigures and character designs were so good. So for what it was, it lasted longer than most original LEGO themes. It was 4 years, from 2015 to 18, so that was a pretty good run for Lego Elves. I mean, it might be an A-tier theme. It was so creative. The world was so rich and immense. I mean, even the animated show was animated by Studio Mir, the same studio that did Legend of Korra, so it was really solidly animated. I'm putting it at the bottom of A. Lego Elves, vastly underrated gem, I will say. Okay, Legends of Chima. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Chima's a tricky one, because Chima's show was not that good. But compared to Season 1 and 2 of Dreams, maybe this is nostalgia talking, but I think it was a little better than that. It's definitely a lot better than Nexo Knights, story-wise. And I actually really find the world building of Chima to have been one of the most interesting parts of it. The world building was genuinely really cool, how you had all these different warring animal factions, and in theory it could have made for a really cool world. Like, you never know when one faction will side with another, or which animals are going to team up, but then eventually the whole show was just like fart jokes and stupid squeaky voiced Laval fighting Krager. I don't know. It wasn't a great show. It got a little more interesting in Season 3, but by then it was too little too late. Oh my. I'm starting to see a pattern here in Dreams. But Chima, I will say, in 2013 when it came out, those minifigures were some of the best minifigures LEGO had ever been able to make to date. Nowadays, they feel a little bit pedestrian, like, oh, of course LEGO can detail minifigs like that. They can do whatever printing they want and make some animal head molds, but back then it was really revolutionary to see that level of detail for every single character. Like, every single character had a name, every single character had a little backstory, so Chima was really solid as a LEGO set theme, and I think a lot of the builds were so creative and innovative. They weren't all hits, there were a lot of weak builds, but I did like a lot of them, and even up to its final years, the builds stayed pretty consistently decent and strong, and we did get some really cool builds out of them. It wasn't everyone's cup of tea, but I liked it for what it was. Like, the lion tanks were so cool, the croc boat was great, the transforming eagle jets were always fun, so I mean, altogether, even Speedors was really fun. Honestly, Speedors was like the gimmick set, and that was genuinely a lot of fun to play with, to pull the ripcord. So, I don't know. Chima, I am going to put at a B. It's below Elves, but I think it might be above a lot of these other themes. Oh. Hi. Thank you. It's below Elves, but it might be above a lot of these other themes because I think it was very creative for its time. The show was not good, but the builds were actually a lot of fun, and it was one of the most diverse and unique LEGO themes we got, like all sorts of different animals. I think I like Shima more than the average person. I think people would be expecting me to put Shima in like D or C, and there's no way I'm doing that. Is it higher than the Ninjago movie, though? That's not higher than that. I mean, better than Rock Raiders and Aquazone? Maybe for the diversity of the builds. It had a whole media. The minifigs are great. Yeah, we're leaving it there. I don't know how I feel, but we're leaving it there, and we'll see. I'm going to get killed in the comments. I can feel it already. Okay, Clickets. Clickets is like bad dots. Clickets is dots if dots didn't feel like Lego. I don't have much to say about it. It's probably an F theme. Above Avatar, because, like, at least it didn't disappoint childhood Chris so much. Maybe I'm being a bit unfair. It's Avatar is better than it. Barely. But, yeah, not a high bar. Okay, DC Superhero Girls. This is a tricky one. I don't think I've ever revealed this on video before. I don't know if I can. I think somebody's, maybe Christian Faber's said it. Anyway, if he hasn't, there's a lot of backstory behind Superhero Girls, and long story short, it was supposed to be an original LEGO theme. It was designed as like a superhero original LEGO Friends style theme, so a mini doll original action theme like LEGO Elves, but it was about superheroes. And they had all the sets done. They had the minifigures done. They had their own powers. I have seen them. I've seen the finished prototypes. I cannot show them, but they are so cool. And then Warner Brothers came in, and I can't go into too many details, but it turned into DC Superhero Girls. And many of the sets were just kind of copied over. So like Eclipso's Dark Palace, it has 4 containment pods because there were 4 main characters in the theme, and Cryptomites actually were from that original theme, and then Warner Brothers were like, this is DC now. And I think that really hurt the theme. I think that it really constrained it from what it was going to be, which, I mean, I wish maybe one day we can reveal those materials, because if you see what it was going to be, I think it could have been a theme as cool and as good as LEGO Elves, but it was very much stifled because of the DC branding, and it was held back from what it really could be. And I feel like it just was a bit of a misfire all around. The sets just ended up not being that fantastic, not really that great. There wasn't a clear visual identity, and obviously they just didn't sell that well, so it petered out very quickly. So I'm going to put it in D. It's going to be above Belleville, but it's going to be below all these other ones right here. So, yep, wasted potential. Speaking of wasted potential, here we are at LEGO Dimensions, and it is so hard to rank this as a theme because it basically is just a ton of really good minifigures, a lot of IPs, and mini builds. I mean, there aren't really any builds to LEGO Dimensions other than, I guess, the story packs, but Dimensions as a theme, I mean, as a game, it is my favorite LEGO game of all time. I think, bar none, LEGO Dimensions is the most fun I have had playing any LEGO game. The crossover potential is so cool. I would love to see LEGO attempt a game like that nowadays, but just, I mean, it had to have been Toys to Life. And that's really what killed it in the end. And we got so many interesting licenses. Mission Impossible, the A-Team, Harry Potter made a return in Dimensions, of course. We even had like Ninjago and Shima represented, the LEGO Batman movie, so many different themes. Ghostbusters was in it, Adventure Time was in it, we had Simpsons, oh my goodness, it was so cool. And the minifigs we got were awesome, like the Portal Shell minifigure was awesome, like, I mean, it was a really, really cool theme. Not so much in the way of builds, and I think the second year leaned way too heavily into the nostalgic 80s properties, and I think that alienated a lot of new fans. We got Teen Titans Go in that, of course, we got some stuff for younger kids, but I think that if they had focused on some of those other ideas we were supposed to get for Dimensions, we almost got Shrek, which we still have never gotten out of LEGO. We almost got How to Train Your Dragon, which we're only just now getting, and certainly not in minifig form, at least yet. I feel like if they did that for year 2, that would have been a lot more exciting, and I feel like that could have made it last a lot longer. So Dimensions is a tough one. We almost got Minecraft for Dimensions, and we never even got that. So here's the thing. Okay, so I'm going on, and I'm going to make a separate video about Dimensions, but where would I put it? It was very ambitious. Some would say almost too ambitious for its time. I think it's feeling good. It's smack in the middle of C for me. It had so much potential. It could have been so much better, but it wasn't. And a lot of this is because I love the game. So that's why that's there. Okay, Exoforce. The original LEGO mech theme. Now, people love Exoforce. I love Exoforce as well. In fact, I'm doing a review series reviewing every single Exoforce set, but also all the combo models and alt models. That's how much I love it. But I also feel like Exoforce is kind of just a slightly worse version of Ninjago when it comes to mechs. Like, if you look at a modern Ninjago mech, take off the nostalgia blinders. Look at a modern Ninjago mech, Cole's Titan mech, the Fire Knight mech that we just got, you know, even the transforming jet mech, blows anything Exoforce did out of the water. No question. The problem with Exoforce is that Exoforce is actually the reason as to why LEGO had to restrict articulation in a lot of its early attempts at making mechs after Exoforce. It's because the sets were way too flimsy. They were not built well. Again, it was in that Avatar: The Last Airbender era of LEGO trying to maximize the size and the wow factor of a set while not trying to focus on stability. So, because of that, I'm very mixed on Exoforce. The sets are not great in retrospect, but they are very cool. The aesthetics are amazing. The Striking Venom, the Mobile Devastator, the Golden Titan. I mean, we had so many amazing builds. The Golden Guardian was what it was. We got the Gate Guardian as well. That was awesome. The Bridgewalker versus White Lightning. I mean, so Arrow Booster. So many amazing sets. But it's just so much done better today. It's going to be in B. And I'm going to put it right above Aquazone. I think that's where it's going to sit. That's probably being generous. Probably being generous given the quality of some of the sets. I mean, I love Sentai Fortress as much as the next guy, but that is not a well-designed set. That is barely a LEGO set. It's basically just like large pieces stuck together. So it's going to be in B, but I think that's where it belongs. Okay, Fantastic Beasts is separate from Harry Potter. Weird. I mean, what did we get? The briefcase. I guess we got Dimensions kits, but that doesn't count. What else did we get? Oh, and we got, like, the carriage for the second movie. It's barely a theme. Really? I mean, 2 sets? We're counting it as separate from Harry Potter? Below Ghostbusters, because it only got, like, 2 things. Okay, moving on. Hero Factory. Okay, ooh, hot take time. Where's Bionicle, by the way? Where's my boys? Okay, now that's a G2. Bionicle, G1, and G2 better be split off. Maybe they're not. I only see one Bionicle logo here. Okay. Hero Factory. Anyway, Hero Factory. I like Hero Factory for what it is. It's no Bionicle, but I actually really like the CCBS building system it introduced. And I know a lot of people did not like it when it came out, but I think it is really the perfect evolution of an action figure based theme for LEGO. It is a lot more versatile than the original system. They didn't need to make a ton of new molds every time. It was a lot more economical. It was a lot more sustainable as a LEGO build. And it was really cool how they used ball joints to connect everything. Like, ball joints were its own version of studs, which was awesome. The sets were so creative too. Like, the villains were great. Breakout is a solid year. Standout year. Best year for Hero Factory. Invasion from Below with minifigure-based characters was also really good. So I don't know, Hero Factory's up there. The Hero Factory might be better than Shima. Like, it's up here for me. Hot take, I know, but I'm putting it in B, like high B tier. And that's my thoughts. Okay, Hidden Side. Oh my gosh, we have so many to go. This video is going to be like 3 hours long. I need to eat dinner. Okay, Hidden Side. Experimental app-based theme did not really work out for them, but the minifigures were not that interesting either. The ghost designs were cool, but we barely got any physical ghosts. Honestly, I feel like Hidden Side peaked in its final year, which is very rare to say about a LEGO theme. Usually the final year sets are like the most cobbled together and they're the worst. But I think the final year sets are when they cared the least about the app gimmicks, so they could actually make cool stuff like the old castle for Nimar Reem. They made the fire truck that transforms into a mech, which is super cool. So, I don't know, Hidden Side had some cool builds. Like, the boat from Wave 1 was cool. The Shrimp Shack was nice because that was, like, really not like anything we've seen from LEGO, like a Louisiana style of vibe, like old American town. The high school was interesting, but the app gimmick really weighed down a lot of the sets, I feel. I feel like having to make every single set integrate with the app just made it such that it just wasn't really... There were a lot of constraints on the design. So Hidden Side It's C tier. It's below Dimensions for sure. It's below Alpha Team. Let's put it right above Brickheads. I think that makes sense to me. Juniors is tough. Okay, Juniors, again, it's kind of like Duplo. There's a time and a place for Duplo, you know? Like, Juniors needs to exist. Now we don't really get Juniors. Now we just get, like, 4+ sets across themes. So I'm just going to put Juniors at the bottom of B and, like, not think too much more about it, because I think it's good that younger kids are getting into LEGO, but it's just not really for me. So that's that. Okay, Knights Kingdom 2. There's both construction figures and the system playsets, which are not the greatest, but we did get some cool ones, like Vladek's Castle was cool. The Knights are hit or miss. They are not the most posable, they topple over a lot, but I applaud the effort to try to make a very story-based castle theme. That is genuinely, it was really cool. It was kind of like a proto-Ninjago, right? Like they had their own multicolored heroes. They had their own story, as bare bones as it was. The villain designs were interesting. Knights Kingdom 2. Oh, I mean, that's another one that, like, it feels like it should sit in C. We're putting it right below Alpha Team. No, right above. I think the character designs were cool. And I do like some of the storytelling, and I like how they were trying to do construction and system at the same time, so it's going to sit right there. We're going to put it there. Okay, The Hobbit, which is separate from Lord of the Rings, it better be. Hobbit, okay, good minifigures, okay builds. You know, it's a solid C. I'm going to put it right above Dreams, because the builds were actually pretty cool. Like, Bag End was pretty good for its time. Lord of the Rings is the GOAT! GOAT theme. I'm so sorry. I love Lord of the Rings as an IP. I love it a lot more than Harry Potter, I'll say that. But because, like, Lord of the Rings, I mean, oh my gosh, I'm like moving it down because, like, Lord of the Rings, it has so much potential, but they haven't tapped into it at all. Like, the recent builds have been good. The new Bag End is okay. Rivendell is beautiful, one of the best sets of all time. Or the Tower of Barad-dûr, one of the best sets of all time. And then we're like, why do we not have playscale style Lord of the Rings modern sets? Like, why do we not have Lord of the Rings as its own separate theme than Icons? I don't get it. Like, give us an actual Balrog, not a Book Nook Balrog or whatever that nonsense was that I completely flamed in the review. Give us an actual Balrog that's a legit sculpture to get that you can play with, or maybe just a sculpture. Or do like play skill sets, you know, that's what we're missing from Lord of the Rings. So it's top of B. I'm sorry, top of B. I can't put it in A if it's just missing so much potential. We're going to skip Bob the Builder because that's Duplo. We're going to skip Jake and Neverland Pirates, Sophia the First, Miles, and Dora. Little Robots is its own thing, though. I'm gonna rank that separately. Mixels. Okay, Mixels I actually really quite like. Mixels was kind of, they introduced their new mini ball joint, which is very, very good. I love that we get that now. And Mixels it's an interesting one for me. They kind of ran out of ideas near the end, and they started giving us, like, new versions of the old tribes as well, which was funny, but I like it how you were, like, collecting these little creatures. I want to do a video showcasing all of them with all the combiner models, too, at some point, so I'm going to put Mixels pretty high up. I think it was actually genuinely a really cool collectible series for LEGO. It's high B. It's mid B. It's going to be right below Rock Raiders. I think that makes sense to me. Maybe a hot take. I don't know. Folks in the comments, let me know if you agree or disagree. Okay, we're going to bump all this nonsense down. I mean, don't talk to me if you don't have the Castle's sub-theme factions, but you have Sophia the First, Jake, and the Never... Again, to be clear, all of these are like Duplo sub-themes. They got every Duplo sub-theme and not the Castle sub... Like, why? Why? Like, nobody cares about these. Okay, I'm getting irrationally annoyed at how this... I'm getting more and more annoyed as time goes on at how this list was designed. Like, get all of these out of here. Get them out of here. Doc McStuffins is getting docked down to the bottom of the list. I'm not ranking ELAB for that matter anymore. I'm not counting that. That's education. Education is barely a theme. You know, let's get rid of all the ones that we don't care about. Like Action Wheelers, that's a Duplo sub-theme, don't care. Planes, Duplo sub-theme, don't care. Cybermaster should not be a sub-theme either. It's basically Technic, we'll count it, but it should... We're counting the Technic sub-themes, but not Castle. Winnie the Pooh, we did get some system stuff, fine. Quattro is separate from Duplo, as well as Baby and... Quattro, Baby, Primo are all Duplo. Basically, I'm not counting them. It's not where it doesn't make sense to rank them in LEGO themes. I know everyone's in comments are going to say, oh, he didn't actually rank every LEGO theme because he's not ranking Baby. I was like, I put Duplo in there, guys. Come on, it's good. It's close enough. Okay. Wait, Disney Princess is different from Disney? Why? What? Okay, that bumps Disney up because Disney then, if we're just counting like the larger scale Disney sets we get, those are actually pretty good. That's up there. And the Disney Princess is just okay. And that's going to go here. Okay, there, boom, that's done. Let's pick up the pace, all right? Little Robots, funny bad. Funny bad. It's basically Duplo. It doesn't even look like Lego. Look it up if you haven't seen any sets. I own some of them. They're pretty funny, but they're bad. Monster Fighters. Oh, all-timer. I love Monster Fighters. It's good. It's up there. It's not as good as Chima. It's up there though. It's up there. Monster Fighters with the Vampire Castle, the steampunk aesthetic they had, all the different classic monsters. Oh, so good. And it's sad that a theme like this probably would never come out today because LEGO would just do Universal Monsters or something like that. They would never do their own Monster Fighters, which could be so much more creative. Although I guess we are getting a new version of the Haunted House this year in Creator in August, so what do I know? But that's a Creator 3-in-1 set. That's not really Monster Fighters. All right, Nexo Knights. Bad show. Some good sets, but mostly mid sets. Very, 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 very muddled color scheme with way too many colors. But a cool aesthetic. It's below Chima, it's below all these, it's below Friends, below Blacktron, it's below Marvel. I mean, it's better than a theme that's just dinosaurs, though. So I'm gonna put it here. Low B. I think that makes sense. Good effort. Galador. Guys, I'm putting Galador bottom of D. Like, hear me out. Galador was like an experiment for Project Genesis. If you want to see, I've put out a whole video. It's a LEGO history video on Project Genesis, which was obviously doomed to fail, even just beginning. But I think that Galador, I applaud it for trying new things. I applaud it for kind of coming up with its own world, its own TV show, its own unique characters. The molds are interesting. I have a soft spot for Galador now. I mean, it's worse than Ben 10. It's bottom of E. Sorry, bottom of E. But it's not F. It's not F. Ninja Turtles, based off of the 2013 animated show, is it also, did we split off Ninja Turtles from the movie or we're counting it as one? I don't see the other Ninja Turtles logo, so I'm assuming we're counting it as one. So this is both the Bayverse live action movies as well as the animated show, and it was okay. I think Ninja Turtles could do a lot better as a theme now. The 2013 era builds were not the greatest. The Shellraiser was actually infamous for having to be like redesigned, and they relaunched a new version of it because it kept breaking apart. So the builds are not the greatest, but it's got a bit of a classic original LEGO theme, or a classic licensed LEGO theme charm to it. So a little above Sonic, because at least it was very accurate to what it was trying to depict. Okay, Pharaoh's Quest, aka Budget Adventurers. I actually really like Pharaoh's Quest minifigures, and the sets are very cool. It's no Adventurers, but it's up there. It's better than Alpha Team, so I'm going to put it there. Power Miners. Oh, my goat. My goat is going up. So is Power... So this is the real thing. Power Miners or Rock Raiders? I'm actually going to give it to Power Miners, and this is very, very... maybe a hot take. It's actually higher than Aquazone for me. Ooh, probably higher than Exoforce. Because Power Miners holds a very, very dear spot in my heart because I grew up, like that's what I grew up with. I remember it was a snow day, we had snow school, and I went to Target like a month early and I found, the Thunder Driller. I found it early at Target. That rotating drill, how you have one area rotating one way, the other rotating the other way. Wow, this is really challenging my brain here to do this. That was really cool. That was really cool. I'm going to rotate it this way, and I'm going to rotate it the other way. Yeah, that was such a cool motion to have the drill move. Oh my goodness, so awesome. Okay, moving onwards, we have Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time, a very short-lived LEGO theme that, I'm not going to lie, had some pretty good sets. I feel like this kind of falls in the Lone Ranger category of LEGO licensed IP tie-ins, where the movie they're based on is not good. It's not memorable, it has no staying power. Nobody on this planet is thinking of Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time in June of 2025, other than me right now, because of this LEGO list. But the LEGO sets were actually really good. We had a really interesting kind of Middle Eastern aesthetic where obviously we haven't really seen that a ton from LEGO before. The closest I could even think of was some of the sets from LEGO Orient Expedition, but this took things to a different level. There was an ostrich race set, there's a whole setting, kind of like a playset, Indiana Jones style, of retrieving the dagger from the cave, and then of course you had a market street as well as the main palace itself. So honestly, as a LEGO theme, the sets were actually pretty good. And as I said at the beginning, I am only counting the media as part of this consideration if it was a LEGO created media. So Galador, the LEGO movie, Ninjago movie, etc., that is being considered, and like the Ninjago show, but for the licensed themes, I'm only counting the LEGO products in this consideration. So honestly, Prince of Persia, I mean, it's not amazing, but it's pretty good. I'm gonna put it here. It's a high C, and that might not seem like it's a really, really strong listing right now, but not gonna lie, high C is pretty good compared to all the other themes that are below it. And given that it was a very short wave, I'm gonna give it that. Okay, moving on to Racers. Racers, honestly, this is tough because Racers is a lot more creative than Speed Champions. And I feel like Racers did a lot of wild things, like they had its own storyline with Zalax, we had the LEGO Racers games, we had different building styles going in, like minifigure based, non-minifig based, actual realistic F1 based, and we had like aliens racing, and then Technic stuff. You know, Racers was doing pretty much everything, and there were a lot of fun sets. They even had these like little electronic slot machine type Racer sets that were amazing. I did a video on that. It was one of the first videos, or one of the very early videos I did in like the first month or two of making this channel in 2020. That was actually one of my first videos, was using the slot car racers that they had made. So I have a lot of fun memories of Racers, but honestly, out of everything good, there's probably equal, if not more, things that they tried that just didn't work. Things that were bad, things that were just kind of lame or uninteresting, and eventually, I mean, Racers doesn't exist anymore. It's now just Speed Champions, and I definitely miss having an original racing-based LEGO theme where LEGO could do something based on racing that didn't have to do with actual realistic F1 stuff. I'm gonna bump World Racers up here because I think that's relevant. And World Racers was that theme. We did get an original action-adventure-based racing theme in the form of World Racers all the way back in 2010, and that was kind of the last one we got. And World Racers was fun, but talking about Racers, it's diverse, it's good and bad, and I feel like that puts it very squarely at a C. It's kind of like middle of the road. I'd put it above a lot of these other themes just because of the ingenuity of it, but I don't know, like I don't think it would go above Pharaoh's Quest for me, but maybe objectively speaking it should. Like this is kind of the perfect middle of the road C theme. So maybe I'm just going to put it right below Dimensions and have it sit there. World Racers though, I actually really liked the concept of World Racers. I felt like having these two teams battling across the snow and across the water, and in a regular race, or in a demolition derby track, like all different types of racing was really fun. It was a kind of theme that really only needed one wave, they covered all their bases, and it was a really fun action-adventure style LEGO race theme. That being said, we got stuff like that from LEGO Racers before, and while I think World Racers did the theming the best, Racers definitely did a lot more. So I'm going to put World Racers a little bit lower for me, maybe a little just right above Cars. I think that's kind of makes sense because I don't know, maybe right below Cars, because Cars actually had more diverse items. So we're going to put it right below, but both kind of race-oriented LEGO themes, and we can move on. Scala. Okay, ooh, Scala. Scala's a fun one. So I'm trying to collect all the Scala sets because they're weird and funky, and they kind of are like Belleville in that they have these weird pieces. They don't really feel like Lego, but even more, such that most Scala pieces don't even use like studs. They have their own like little flower-based attachment piece. It's cool. It's weird. Don't get me wrong. It's weird, but it is pretty interesting. But I gotta say, as a LEGO building experience, as a theme, it's only barely above Galador. At least Belleville had like interesting LEGO pieces and actually had you build stuff out of it, but Scala was very much like a dollhouse that you kind of put together sort of like Lego. So I'm going to put that lower, but it's still really interesting to me, and I want to own all the sets. All right, Scooby-Doo, where are you? Very, very short-lived theme. I think it had a lot of potential, and I would love to see them maybe at least redo the Mystery Machine. At the very least, I would love to see that done well, because Scooby-Doo was a mixed theme for me. I think that some of the sets were pretty fun. It was kind of like a modern day Monster Fighters in the sense that we had like the vampire castle, and then we had a spooky lighthouse, almost kind of like a precursor to Hidden Side as well. But obviously it was Scooby-Doo IP branded, and the minifigures were all split up across the sets. The Mystery Machine was actually okay, but in today's building standards, it's super basic, so it's so hard to judge this one off of one wave. I'm going to put it right in the middle of Ninja Turtles and Sonic. I feel like Ninja Turtles did a lot more, so it's going to be a bit higher, but Scooby-Doo kind of sits in that middle ground where it was a one-wave thing, and that was it. SpongeBob. This one's tough. A lot of people love SpongeBob, and I also like SpongeBob as much as the next guy, but I will say the Lego SpongeBob sets, let's look back at it, look back critically, they were not good. The Lego SpongeBob sets were very, very, very flimsy. They got a little better as the theme went on, but again, they were made at the same time as the Avatar: The Last Airbender sets, and we all know the build quality of those. Don't get me wrong, they were better, and the theme actually lasted more than 2 sets, so obviously they were able to improve on it. But I feel like the SpongeBob sets were just really not that impressive. I would love to see LEGO try the license again, but using modern building techniques. I know a lot of folks have been trying to get it through LEGO Ideas, but I don't really know if they've been getting through. Obviously, we haven't seen one made, and I don't know if it's popular enough today. Again, today, it's very popular. It's an iconic brand, but today versus 10 years ago, doesn't make sense to do the license now. I don't know, but then again, we do get a lot of weird licenses from LEGO, so maybe we could see it revisited, but for now, it's gonna be pretty low for me. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna put it... Oh, people are gonna kill me for this. It's gonna be low Ds. It's gonna be low Ds. Just because the builds are not really that great. That's all. Even the minifigs, I feel like, could have been a bit better. Like, SpongeBob himself is fine. He's good. He's iconic. Lego SpongeBob is an iconic, like, character. But I don't know. I feel like it's just some of them were missing detail. I just today, imagine what a modern day Lego SpongeBob would look like. That's what I want to see. Anyways, moving on to Lego Sports. Sports is a weird one because Sports was kind of like Racers, where they were giving us all sorts of weird stuff. Like, we got Technic stuff, Bionicle, like, collectible hockey characters, and then we had minifig-based stuff, but all the minifig stuff had a gimmick. So, like, snowboarders had these weighted boards they could go down. Basketball, you could have them shoot it into a hoop. Sort of. It never really worked. Soccer was probably the only one that really worked because you had this like cool spring-loaded mechanism to launch the ball. So you had a lot of interesting play features, but it resulted in builds that visually don't look that good, but genuinely are fun to play with. So for sports, it never really reached that high for me. Oh, you even had collectible minifigures, sort of, like collectible minifigures and trading card packs of actual sports players. But it never really reached that high for me. And I'm going to put it, we're going to flesh out the D category a bit. We're going to put it a little above Time Cruisers here. Maybe past Belleville as well, but that's all. We're going to leave it there. Stranger Things has like one set, a walk-in like GWP sort of thing for castle buyers and a brickheads. So the one set is pretty good. I mean, it's actually really good. But can you really judge a theme off of literally one retail set? I don't know. Like, I can't, it doesn't even make sense to compare it to any theme with more than one set because it's like, it's not fair. I mean, the brickheads or whatever, those also, I would say, count as brickheads and not under Stranger Things. And I guess you have the Comic-Con minifigure, but I'm talking one standard retail set. I mean, it's a good set. But it's not a theme. It's one set. Because it's only one. I mean, we're going to have to put it like here, I think. In C. Because it's only one set. It's a really, really good set. But I mean, it's only one. So yeah, moving on. The Lego Batman movie. Great builds. Greater figures. Good theme overall. Maybe a little redundant with the second collectible minifig series. I don't think we needed that. But genuinely, all the sets were actually really good. The Ultimate Batmobile is probably my favorite Lego Batmobile ever, how it splits off into like 4 vehicles. Bro thinks he's one of the ninja right now. Also, the Batwing is amazing. It's maybe my favorite Lego Batwing they've done for minifig scale. And the minifigures, the villain stuff was great. We got a villain vehicle for almost all the main villains, so this was great. I mean, honestly, higher than regular DC, which is saying a lot. Higher than Avatar. I mean, maybe this is up there with... maybe it's right below the Ninjago movie. I mean, those builds were really neck and neck. The Ninjago movie, I think, had more diverse, interesting builds. Like, this was a lot of black Batman builds, as it should have been. But the Ninjago movie gave us more stuff, so I'm putting it slightly higher. But the Batman movie did give us some amazing builds and figures, so that's gonna go there. Oh, that's really high for that, actually. I'm surprised to put it that high. Oh wow, this is not gonna be high. Snap. Also a theme I'm trying to 100% complete. I guess when you have them all, you might as well go for the weird ones. Snap was kind of LEGO's answer to competing with some other construction toy brands around the time. Technic, I think, is the one they were competing with. All sorts of wacky pieces that do not really fit that well with the LEGO system, so it's not great. It's better than Clickets, because at least a lot of it was Technic compatible. I mean, it's probably better than... I don't know. I think it wasn't really... But Galador's up here. No, Snap didn't have a story or cool characters like Galador. I think Snap has got to go there. I have to be objective here. I like Snap. Like, I think it's kind of funky and weird and cool. And I want to buy all the sets. But objectively, as a LEGO theme, it's down there. Powerpuff Girls had like 2 sets in the Dimensions packs, which I'm not counting for this. So the 2 sets, yeah, they were fine. They were very juniorized. I mean, it's like a step above Gabby's Dollhouse, you know? Nothing super crazy. The Simpsons. Okay, this is a weird one because we got 2 big sets, 2 collectible minifig series, and then nothing for like 10 years until now, where we're getting we just got the new Krusty Burger. I will say all the big building sets are actually pretty good. And the CMF series is also pretty decent. It's just such a short-lived theme, and I mean, maybe we'll be getting more now, but it's so small of a theme, it's so hard to judge it. It's kind of like a Stranger Things idea. But again, it did get more sets, and those sets were good, so I'm going to put it right above Stranger Things. Okay, Toy Story in general, actually pretty good. We got a lot of good stuff from Toy Story. Toy Story 4, the 4+ sets, not my jam. But everything else that came before, actually pretty good. Like, we got the Pizza Planet delivery truck, which is wild that we got that as a LEGO set. Super cool, by the way. The trash compactor, like the garbage disposal thing, which I find funny, like spoiled Toy Story 3's ending, that Lotso was evil. But that was a great set. We got the garbage truck, which was also really good. Like, it worked really well and was so much fun to play with. So I'm remembering a lot of fun. And the Western train. That was awesome. So definitely one of the better licensed themes we've gotten. I might actually be putting it in the high C's. Actually above Galaxy Squad. Below DC, above Galaxy Squad is a nice spot for it here. So I'm gonna place that there. I think that makes the most sense to me. Trolls World Tour. Underrated theme, changed my mind. Minifigs very funky and weird. Always cool to get weird new molds. It's very colorful sets. The builds were actually pretty interesting. Nothing crazy going on. It was a little better than LEGO Friends builds at the time. I would say, like, honestly, it's not as low as you would think. I know a lot of people would put it down here. I'm not putting it down there. We are putting it in right above DC Superhero Girls, because I think the builds were actually a little bit more interesting. So that's where it's going. Angry Birds movie, similar to Trolls, like somewhat interesting builds, cool molded animals for the Angry Birds, but just kind of a nothing movie that nobody cares about. I kind of like the Lone Ranger syndrome, but not quite. Lone Ranger is way better. But I'm going to put this in the, I mean, yeah, we're just going to put this also here right below Superhero Girls. I think that makes sense. Like, not one of the best, but decent builds. They were okay. Ultra Agents. Oh, I love Ultra Agents. Oh my goodness, this is such a good one. I mean, it was basically taking the LEGO Alpha Team and Agents archetype and making them much more high-tech, coming up with all sorts of crazy villain designs. I think the villains really made the theme for me, and the color scheme was so cool for the Agents as well. So this has got to go up there. It's high. It's definitely above all of these. I think it's here. Right above Mixels, right below Rock Raiders for me. Yeah, that's up there. That's a solid B. That's like mid-range B. And that's pretty good for a LEGO theme. LEGO Movie 2 mixed. And LEGO Movie 2 is like a prototype Dreams, where they were doing all sorts of wild, wacky stuff. but it was almost too diverse. Like they had the post-apocalyptic stuff, and then they had the sister system stuff, and then they had like all sorts of goofy, colorful stuff, and then like scary stuff, and it just didn't feel like a cohesive theme. But I guess that for the Lego movie, that makes more sense, and the highs were really high. I think Welcome to Apocalypseburg is still one of the greatest Lego movie-related sets we've gotten. Like, that was really good. So, Lego Movie 2... It's certainly below the Ninjago and Batman movies, I'll say that. I would actually put it below all of these. It's got to be below Power Miners in the original Lego movie, but it's in the B category. I'm actually going to put it right here. We're going to bump I don't know why Juniors was that high. I get that there's a need for it. We're going to bump Juniors down to the bottom of C. That's our one change, because Juniors just doesn't do that much. I mean, it's okay. It's for 4+. I get it, but it's just the builds aren't exciting, so that's lower. Lego Movie 2 here, actually more than Jurassic. I think better than Jurassic World, because the builds are more diverse. They're interesting. So Lego Movie 2 is there. Okay. The movie, though, kind of mixed. I actually just rewatched the movie on the plane. I'm filming this from North Africa right now. And I watched the movie on the plane again, and it was actually okay. I remember, like, thinking it was fine when it came out, and I walked out of it 2 days ago or 3 days ago thinking it was also just fine. Vikings. Oh, Vikings is good. Vikings is one of those classic, like, mid-2000s Lego themes. Before Power Miners, before that era, it was like in the Exoforce era. 2006, 2007, with some really cool dragon builds, some, like, actual Norse mythology being brought in, a really cool boat as well. Very, very juniorized and simple builds, especially compared to what we get today, but certainly above Knights Kingdom, certainly above Racers, above Aqua Raiders for sure. Is it better than Dreams? I know a lot of people would say yes. I don't think so, though. I think Dreams has the benefit of being a modern Lego theme, but it's high. It's quite high. It's up there. The builds are very, very fragile, though. And they're basically just using big pieces to make things look impressive, which was a hallmark of that time. So that's why it's going to sit there. Adventurers is my GOAT. Goat. This is not just nostalgia, I swear. It's like, I mean, it's this or Classic Space. I mean, it's somewhere here. I'm going to put it one step below Classic Space just because of the iconography, but Adventures is so iconic. I mean, it was Lego's answer to Indiana Jones, but since they weren't license locked, they could actually do their own cool stuff like Dino Island or Orient Expedition, going to the Himalayas, going to China, going to the Dragon Fortress, the elephant rides, or he could go to the desert, the Sahara Desert, go to the pyramids, fight the mummy. There's all sorts of cool stuff we did, go to the deep jungle, the Amazon rainforest, all those great minifigs, iconic characters, Johnny Thunder, Sam Sinister, Pippin Reed, all the great ones, Dr. Kilroy, oh my goodness, what an iconic theme, and one that clearly has staying power, because he's around this year in 2025 in the Lego City Arctic sets. There he is. So very iconic theme. What else can I say more? A video. Video. Oh, I'm sure people have been waiting for this one. Oh, and the original Batman theme is here. Okay. Oh, that might change my DC ranking a bit. But okay, anyway, video. Video gets a lot of hate because it was very expensive. Hear me out. The video sets are not actually that bad. The video minifigures are actually maybe some of the best minifigures we have gotten in a while. Like beautiful printing, beautiful dual, maybe some triple molds, opalescent detailing, recolors of amazing armor pieces. They were really nicely detailed. It's just that nobody really cared about the characters they were depicting. And it's so tough because it's like a really good CMF series. If the CMFs were like $20 a piece and came with a box that you don't care about. And the sets themselves were actually fun builds, like they were good. But it's tough. I mean, it's above all of these. It's in D. It's probably here. People are gonna cook me if I put it above SpongeBob. I won't, but it's gonna sit right below it, and let me say for the record it was close. Okay, Mtron. Classic space subtheme. where are the castle sub-themes if I'm ranking these? Just saying, again, I'm just saying. I guess we do have one. We do have Ninja, but that's kind of its own thing. Anyway, Mtron. Great aesthetic. Megacore Magnetizer Classic. Is it better than Blacktron? No. Ooh, it had better functionality. Magnets are cool. How do they work? But the aesthetics of Blacktron are unparalleled. The fact that it introduced a new era for LEGO Space, I'm going to put it right below, but it's close. I mean, those are the two goats of LEGO Space right there. So, okay. Extra. This was a relatively short-lived accessory pack theme, sort of. It was like the accessory packs LEGO used to do back in the day, but they would just give you random accessories based on whatever you wanted to buy. I think there's a need for that. It's nice, but it's like below dots, you know? It's like, it's kind of a dot style thing. Okay, Lone Ranger. I've talked about Lone Ranger a lot in this video without ranking it. Lone Ranger is, where is Prince of Persia? Because it's above that. Where did I, okay. Yeah, Lone Ranger is right above Prince of Persia. They're the same thing. Nobody cares about those movies, but the builds are pretty good, and it was basically modern-day Western. You know what? We're putting it above art. Yeah, Lone Ranger builds, pretty good. All right, the Dino theme. This was the introduction of the now famous like Dino molds for LEGO. And it was okay. I think the builds are fine. Nothing revolutionary other than the dinosaurs, which really made the theme. Dino, it's okay. Mostly because of the great dinosaur molds it introduced. We're going to bump it up to C, but it's just going to be at the bottom of C, because Jurassic World has done a lot more with those dino molds and built on them more. Alien Conquest, again, a little mixed on this space sub-theme here. I mean, it was a cool idea to have the aliens invade Earth, but I don't know if like the military versus aliens was the right framing. I think the military vehicles are really boring. The only one I really like is the Nen fighter in the big set that kind of launches off of the truck. The rest of them, like the jet copter, is kind of boring. The truck is fine. The car is fine. Only like the little fighter that launches off is cool, because that was the most like an actual sci-fi ship. But the alien vehicles were actually good. Like the UFO, the spinning mothership is awesome. I actually made, when I was on LEGO Masters, I made an Alien Conquest theme build. So that's how you know I really liked it. But also, because I wanted to do aliens versus farmers, which is what the theme was supposed to be, and I think that would have been a lot more fun. To have farmers in like modified green John Deere style tractors fighting the aliens, that would have been so much cooler. But where are we putting you? Let me see. It's like low C's. Yeah, it's just gonna sit like right here in kind of the license theme purgatory, so to speak. Yeah, I think that makes sense. All right, what is next? What is next? Ooh, LEGO board games. Okay. Are we counting Monkey Palace, though? Because then this would go way up. If you've seen my recent Monkey Palace video, you would know. But LEGO board games started strong. I feel like they had a lot of really good opener board games. Like Creation Area was great. The Minotaurus game was fun. Ramses Pyramid was good. But then it kind of started to decline a little bit. I felt like they sort of ran out of ideas near the end. And LEGO games was never the sort of theme that like should have gotten as many sets as it did. It's actually insane just how many board game sets we got from this theme. And a lot of them just started to feel a little redundant. They weren't that interesting to play or that fun to play. So strong start, and this is the sales reflected that too. LEGO's been public about this. The sales of LEGO games are really high when they launched, and then it was like very steeply declining afterwards. So I don't know, it was cool to get some licensed ones, like a Lord of the Rings one and a Batman one, and then we even got like we had some that were canceled. Like we were supposed to get LEGO Phineas and Ferb through LEGO Games, which never came to be. But it's mixed. It's just all right. I think it's just gonna sit like in D, because it just didn't really give us anything that crazy, and I feel like the quality of the games went down. But okay, original 06, 07 Batman, and 08 Batman Waves were actually pretty good for their time. Genuinely, I actually have a lot of nostalgia for these. One of my first LEGO sets ever was the original Arkham Asylum, which was so cool. I literally remember I got it for Thanksgiving or Christmas. It was Christmas, but it was like an early Christmas. I don't know. I built it on Thanksgiving. That's what I remember. At my aunt's house in like 2007, and I was over the moon. It was so cool. It was like one of the all-timer gifts I had gotten. So I am biased, but I do think that it really set a very cool visual identity for LEGO superheroes. Like the Batwing they made there, they basically remade it but a smaller version when they relaunched the theme in 2012, same for the Batmobile. And obviously this was drawing inspiration from the Tim Burton movies, but also was the comics. I mean, they were basing it off of everything from Batman lore. And while the builds are not good compared to today's standards, I think for its time it was really solid. I'm going to put it, it's in C. There's a lot of themes in C actually. It's definitely going to go, it's going to sit somewhere here. I think it's going to sit right there. Below Scooby-Doo, how do we feel about that? Maybe above Ninja Turtles. Above Alien Conquest. Above Brickheads. Well, see, now I'm like, actually, right next to Indy makes the most sense. And maybe right above it, actually. Right above Indy, leave it there. Perfect. Okay, I'm happy with that. The original LEGO Agents. Nostalgic theme for me. Grew up with it. I think Ultra Agents is cooler. Good color scheme with the drum lacquered silver, but I think the villains are kind of boring. They're all wearing basically the same outfits with the orange, and some of the sets are great, like the Volcano Lair and the dual rotor helicopter, and then you've got, what else are the good ones? Oh, the command truck. Oh, that's an iconic LEGO set. The command truck, which opens up and has so many different things that come out of it. Where did I put Ultra Agents, though? Where did I put Ultra Agents? It was up there, right? Ultra Agents was pretty high, I feel. It should have been B. If it was C, we're bumping it up. I've lost Ultra Agents. Wow, the logos are starting to blur together for me. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. Is Agents B? I think Agents is high. Maybe low B. Agents is low B, high C. It's gonna be right here. It's just all right. It's in retrospect, I think Alpha Team was Alpha Team really that much worse though. I think so. I think Agents had a better visual style. Okay, we're gonna leave it. Agents there for now. Unikitty, based off of the Cartoon Network original show LEGO made for this theme. Very cutesy build. It's not really my thing, but I think they were cute for what they were. However, they were very juniorized, nothing super crazy going on. This theme did not perform well. It was not the best. It's better than video, better than games, better than Super Mario and Boost. It's going to be right below Time Cruisers. We're just putting that there. Heroica, sub-theme of LEGO games that was kind of like a D&D style adventure, which was castle themed. I would say literally right above LEGO games. I can barely distinguish the two. Heroica was cool because it had Knights aesthetics. Oh my, Jack Stone. ACAB applies to Jack Stone, by the way. Anyways, Jack Stone here. Jack Stone is a police officer. And he can... What's his slogan? He can do it? No, that's Bob the Builder. He can fix it. Jack Stone. I should know this. Viewer, commenters, if you at this point of the video, if you know off the top of your head, don't lie. Off the top of your head, what's Jack Stone's slogan? It's like... It's something stupid like he can do it. See, now I need to look this up. Oh, can do, will do, done. How could I forget the most iconic line? Can do, will do, done. See, it was something about doing something. Okay, anyway, Jack Stone. Kind of a precursor to Juniors, but worse because the minifigures are freakish. They're not even really minifigures. But it basically is just like Juniors, but worse. But way worse. It's here. It's here. Is it? No, it's not better than video. It's here. It's here. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Studios. Studios was cool. I like Studios. The Steven Spielberg Movie Maker set was great. We had a lot of sub-themes of Studios too. Even the first Jurassic Park sets were from Studios. And the Spider-Man set started in Studios as well, though I won't be counting them in this list because that was falling under Marvel for sure. But Studios, where do I put that? It's interesting because the builds are not great, but they're meant to be movie sets, and they're meant for you to play with them as movie sets. I would put it above sports because it's kind of the same thing. It's like a gimmick-based theme, but it's a little more interesting. Because of that camera, I'll put it up low C, very low C, because of that cool camera. Speed Racer. Ooh, okay. Honestly, underrated movie. I liked it as a kid a lot, actually. But the Lego sets were not great. If I actually went back and bought all the Speed Racer sets. I owned one of them as a kid, but I went back and got the big one, and it's not a good build. The cars are not great. They're like a little worse than the Lego Racer sets at the time. And the main build for the stand is not good. I don't know. It's like worse Lego Racers. It's in D tier for sure. We're just going to plop it here. Below video, actually. Yeah, not great. Okay, Unitron. Super short-lived space sub-theme. But it has the Unitron monorail, which is the best Lego monorail they've made. If you don't know what's cool about this monorail, it moves around on the track, but the way they built it is that you could launch the cockpit of the monorail as its own ship, and it did it automatically. So if you wanted to launch it, the cockpit would automatically move off the monorail, go onto a car and roll off, or go onto another spaceship and like you could launch it off. So that was so cool. But the other two sets are so boring. Like the Starhawk 2, so boring, uninspired. But that monorail is good. It's C for sure. Because of the monorail, we're gonna put it right above Stranger Things. Because Stranger Things is one good set. This is one good set and two lame sets, so it's gonna sit right there. I think that's fair. It wasn't very iconic, just a cool monorail. Okay, UFO. Quite iconic, very juniorized builds, better than Unitron. Super simplified prefab UFO dish elements. Not the greatest, not the most fun to use. But cool aesthetics, right... We're going to put it right between Batman and Indy, actually. Yeah, that's UFO. Okay, Ninja, finally a castle sub-theme, even though we didn't get any of those otherwise. So Ninja. Ninja was kind of its own thing anyway, the precursor to Ninjago, sort of. It was more like historical, fantasy-inspired Ninja, where different teams of Ninja were fighting each other, and the builds were actually pretty fun for their time, but nothing crazy. It was, at the time of Lego, it was like Fright Nights, where everything was being very juniorized. It was the same time as UFO, but UFO had like cool alien spaceships, and these are just castles. So it's close to UFO, but it's somewhere around here. I would say it's like a step below Unitron because of that monorail, so we'll put it there. Freestyle, boring. It was basically Lego Classic before Lego Classic was a thing, so we're just going to place it like here, below games. I think that's a little below. Just right here. It's fine. It was brick boxes. What else can you say? Okay, moving on. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, Pirates. Is this vintage Pirates? Because the logo is Pirates 2015. But is there a separate logo for vintage Pirates? Because they did that for Castles, so they probably should have done it for Pirates as well. I am hoping. Wait, they split up the Adventurers sub-themes? Oh. Oh, that's annoying. Actually, I do want to categorize those. Okay, we'll do those in a second. But I'm not seeing... Where is Lego Pirates? Okay. Architecture, Minions, Kingdom. It's getting late as well. I feel like my brain is like... They split Kuso and Ideas. Okay. Western, all the Aquazone sub-themes. Pirates has gotta have been... They split Agents and Agents 2.0? No, not doing that. That doesn't count as two separate themes. That's one theme. Little Forest Friends. Yeah, get down there. Okay. I don't see another Pirates. For now, we're going to treat this as all Pirates. I could be just missing the logo, but that's what we did last time. I'm going to treat it as all Pirates for now. So all Pirates throughout history, pretty good. Another staple. It's like a step below Castle. It's definitely A. Actually, that's where I'd put it. Below City, below Classic Space. Yeah. Is Adventures better? No, it's not. No, it's not. Pirates is more classic. It's more iconic. Pirates is there. Okay, this is Jungle Adventures. Does that change my opinion at all? I mean, now it's tricky. Because, wait, hold on. Which Adventures was actually... I think Jungle was actually the best, but Desert is the classic. That's the iconic one. But I like Jungle a lot. I think we're going to put Jungle there. I mean, those two are next to each other. And then Dino Island is actually worse. Dino Island is objectively the worst one. Like, Adventure is just Dino Island. I liked the dinosaurs, but it's going down. It's like down. It's below M-Tron. Below Marvel for sure. Yeah, it's gonna sit. It's gonna sit below Jurassic World. That's pretty fitting. And then Orient Expedition. Quite a good return to form. little culturally insensitive, but in a funny way. Like, not funny. I can say it's funny because it was like there's literally a Lego set called China Girl. I can laugh at that. See, like, yeah, I can laugh at that. The China Girl Lego set. Definitely not something Lego could make today, but better than Dino Island. Very, like, it was almost like ridiculous, like, racial stereotyping for Orient Expedition. So maybe that should bump it down lower. Like, it was not great. It wasn't great. It's like how old Indiana Jones films depict Asia, but the builds were really cool. We're gonna put it here. I'm going to put it right there. I think that's where it belongs. That's where it belongs. Lego has obviously moved on. Different time, different place. Lego has become a lot better. Anyways, Fabuland. Ooh, this is a classic. Fabuland is an easy low A. Low A. Actually, that's really high for it, but let me explain myself. Fabuland was the first story-based Lego theme, so it has a lot of value there. It had a really nice aesthetic. It was kind of like Juniors before Juniors or 4+ before 4+, where they were bridging Duplo and Lego. But the aesthetic is just so perfect, like the animal characters, and you have like just the really idyllic town and everything. I really like it. So it's just going to sit right there. Oh, better than Lord of the Rings, though. I mean, yeah, Lord of the Rings wasted potential. I'm angry. It's going to sit there. Okay. Discovery sets. Yeah, this was interesting. A short-lived theme. The Discovery Channel sets, mostly historical, space-based stuff. So we got like the lunar lander, the International Space Station, which is an awful build, by the way. A lot of different Mission to Mars stuff, which also was not... The builds were not good. The only good build was the lunar lander, actually. Because of that, it's like sports. It's like sports. It was around that time. 2004, I want to say. Yeah, 2004, 3-4. It's going to sit right here. Yeah. Futuron. Oh, this is a good classic space sub-theme. Clean color scheme. So clean they brought it back for Space Police 3. The white and trans blue is undefeated. It's better than Unitron for sure. Better than Alien Conquest by a lot. Better than UFO for sure as well. Maybe not much better though. So we're going to put it there. Yeah, that's where it's going to sit. Okay, there's Futuron. Ice Planet 2002. Easy, easy, easy. Move it up, move it up. Is it up here? It's better than Mtron. Better than Blacktron. Yeah, sorry. It is better. It's cooler. It's cooler. Better than Orient Expedition. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to sit there. The trans neon orange, the blue, the white. Oh, what a cool color scheme. This is my own personal opinion. Again, you could disagree, but I'm going to put it right here. That's where it's going to live. Animal Crossing. I know a lot of people love Animal Crossing. I'm not a big gamer myself. I only like play Lego games and like maybe a couple others. So I'm definitely biased here because I just don't know that much about it. But it feels like a modern day Fabuland. It's certainly better than Super Mario. It's better than pretty much all the D tier themes. I'd say it's like low C's because the builds are not super good. Like they're very juniorized and basic, and they're meant to be. But yeah, cool aesthetic. It's just not really my thing. It's almost ironic because like Fabuland is very similar to Animal Crossing. It's like Animal Crossing is almost a modern day Fabuland, but I put Fabuland much higher because of the impact and because it was like a Lego original idea. But I don't want to say like I'm biasing myself to original Lego themes because I'm not. I'm really trying to be as fair as possible here. Star Wars is S after all, but there's just something about Fabuland that has a very nice like classic charm that Animal Crossing does not have. That's all I can say. Maybe it's going to move up a little bit, though. I think, like, here makes sense. Okay. Spyrius was all right. Not one of my favorite classic space sub-themes. The color scheme wasn't that interesting to me, and the builds were not super cool. Like, the big robots were nice for their time, but certainly overshadowed nowadays. It's going to be low C. Low C. Explorians, a little bit above it, but similar deal. I mean, maybe above Studios because of the cool, like, the new pieces they introduced with the little, like, propellers inside the big cockpit areas. Those were cool, so put that there. Robo Force is one of the weaker sub-themes of LEGO Space. We're going to put it right above Time Cruisers. Very poor attempt at LEGO Mechs. I guess the minifigs having transparent helmets was cool, though. Insectoids, I do like Insectoids a lot, though. I actually like Insectoids about as much as UFO. I mean, they're the same species, so that makes a lot of sense to me. I think I like it a bit more, because the builds are more interesting than, like, big saucers. So, Insectoids there. LEGO Incredibles was a 4+ theme, so nothing super good in the way of builds, but cool minifigures, so that's just going to sit, like, here. better than Super Mario because they had minifigs. Lego City Stunts, I disagree that this is its own theme. I think that if this is its own theme, you should have also split up Lego City like Volcano Expedition, Jungle 1, Jungle 2, Jungle 3, Arctic 1, Arctic 2, Arctic 3, whatever. But Stunts is its own thing enough that I'm going to rank it anyway, breaking my own rules here. The bikes are really cool. The bikes generally get a lot of speed. Like you can really rev up those bikes and you can get it on all the loops, and it was really cool, but it was also very overpriced. It was an overpriced theme because the bikes were so expensive to make and the big curved elements were so expensive to make as well. So it's kind of like Lego games. It's like one of those gimmick themes. So it's a step above. It's going to go there. Life on Mars. My very first Lego set was the Life on Mars shuttle. Not an amazing theme, but the aerotube hangar is really cool. But the rest of the sets are kind of mid. It's gonna go somewhere here. Aerotube hangar is good though. It's gonna go there. I like it there. We're gonna put it there. Tech play. This is a sub theme of like education or Technic, and it's not a real that's not a real theme. Like, that's a sub-theme of a sub-theme. That's nothing. Fortnite. Fortnite has good builds. Fortnite has really good builds. And great minifigures, too. I'm liking Lego Fortnite, actually. We're going to put it right below Dimensions. I think that makes sense to me. Paradisa. Oh, that's a classic one. Kind of a precursor to Lego Friends in some ways. The pastel colors are really, really iconic. The builds are great, actually. For their time, the builds are really good. Like, introducing those glass pieces was awesome. Yeah, it's going to go above all of these. Not above Futuron. Maybe between Insectoids and UFO. I think that makes sense. Slicer Throwbots, the precursors to Bionicle, are just okay. They're kind of mid. They're not that interesting. They're going to be right above Belleville. Above Sports, above Discovery, above Angry Birds. High D. They're our highest D. Cool characters to build, and nice to see like those early design principles coming into place for what would become Bionicle, but doesn't hold a candle to what actually came later. Cyber Slam sub-theme of Lego Technic that had people battling, and it was actually pretty fun. It's going to go like low Ds. It's fun for what it is. It's kind of like Lego games. Robo Riders, not that good. I feel like they were a step down compared to the Slicers. They're going to go like... They're going to go down here. Yeah, low Ds. I have all the Robo Rider wheels except the gold ones. I'm still missing some of the gold ones. Cybermaster should not be a Technic sub-theme because it had just like a few expansion sets and it was all based on the CD play, so it doesn't really make sense to count that as a theme. Forma has one set. It was a crowdfunding item, and it did not do that well for... I think pretty good reason. The set is okay, how you have a fish swimming, but I don't know why it's not built out of Lego pieces. They made a new piece for it to actually allow you to attach these like vinyl elements to the side of a Technic frame, and it's just weird and not a fun way. So yeah, it's gonna go in E actually. It's pretty bad. It's not really what I want to get out of Lego. So it's gonna go there. Mickey Mouse. Ooh, we got a few system Mickey Mouse sets back in the day. And I guess Disney is now giving us that as well. But Mickey Mouse, the early system sets were not good. The modern ones are good, though, but I think those fall under Disney and not Mickey Mouse. So we're going to put these with Jack Stone because they're basically Jack Stone-style figures. Island Extreme Stunts. Island Extreme Stunts is an interesting one featuring Pepperoni in minifig form for the first time. We finally got them, but... it's kind of similar to Sports, where they had this early 2000s craze about being radical and extreme and being a skateboarder, and I don't think that really just translates that well nowadays, so it's just going to go right above Lego Sports to me. And maybe that's a travesty, I don't know. People love Island, but it's not really my thing. I think the sets were just fine. Lightyear, again, not taking the media into consideration. I'm not talking about the movie. The Lego Lightyear sets were actually really good. I'm just saying. They were genuinely really good. Just based on the sets alone, the ship was awesome. The Zurg mech type build was really well done, even though the Zurg twist in the movie is so dumb. The Lego build of Zurg was actually really cool. I don't remember any other sets. Oh, there was like a 4+ set with one of the robots. Whatever, that was fine. The ship, though, that was the good one. That was really cool. It is a very short-lived theme, though. Where is Stranger? But it's like better than these other ones. I'm gonna put it here. I think that makes sense for it. Kind of like low seas, mid seas, low seas. As a Lego theme, that's it. Okay, Knight's Kingdom 1. So clearly we're getting some of the castle sub-themes. It's just not all of them. Knight's Kingdom 1. Cedric the Bull. Where would I put that? Kind of your quintessential Lego castle sub-theme anyways. It just had a bit of a story behind it, but I mean, it just didn't really leave that big of an impact. I think like stuff like Black Falcons was probably a little bit better, but you know, we're going to put this right below Ninja. Right below Ninja. They all came out around the same time. It was like the year 2000. So right below Ninja, I think that makes sense. Homemakers. Homemakers were the precursors to the minifigures. These were fun. Not super interesting. Definitely very rudimentary, but there's a classic charm to them. It's hard to stack them up against like any modern theme. So I'm going to put it right above Belleville because that's the closest thing I can think of. Trains. All trains. Just the original classic vintage train line. I mean, that's got to be up there, right? Like that's a quintessential Lego thing. I think I'm going to put it high B. Oh, the train people are going to kill me, but I don't really care. This is my ranking. But I mean, A is probably, because trains are like such a ubiquitous thing, like a pattern of play for toys. I think it's going to go in A, actually. Trains is going to sit here. Yeah. I'm going to put Duplo at the bottom of A. Like, I want to show it's an A just because, like, I respect that it exists. That's all. Okay, moving on to the next one. We've got a pretty big list here. I don't know what this is. Is this like classic Lego Town? I should know what this is just by looking at it. I'm drawing a blank. This is very embarrassing. Like, I'm usually pretty good at like looking at these vintage Lego icons and just knowing what they are supposed to be. I don't know what that's supposed to be. We're gonna call it Vintage Town. And Vintage Town is pretty solid. It is below City, because City's better now. I would put it right here, actually. Yeah, Vintage Town, big staple of Lego. I mean, these are like the classic Lego themes. I'm not just putting them there because they're classic, may I add. I'm putting them there because I feel like they represent core parts of the Lego play patterns. And I feel like that's very important to represent. So that's why that's there. Okay, World City, bad. I don't know, World City was just not really my thing. I think it was just very juniorized for what it was. It had a very weird, like almost retro futuristic aesthetic, but not in a cool way, like in a, like, what are we looking at way? Why are we using spaceship parts for these like police cars? I don't know. World City was not doing it for me. It's a step above like Jack Stone, but it's not great. So World City is D. Extreme Team. This was a sub-theme of Lego Town. I guess we are doing all the town's sub-themes because we have Rescue and we have Arctic. I don't think that's all of them. Like, where's Outback? If we're doing these, right? If we're doing Extreme Team, Rescue, and Arctic, we should also be doing Outback. We should also be doing, like, all of the little sub-themes we got for City. I don't know. Okay, anyway. Extreme Team. Okay, it was okay. It was cool for what it was. A little better than RoboForce. Like, I remember the one that's very iconic for me is, like, the car going over the rope bridge. I think that was a cool build, but otherwise just nothing super wild. Hydronauts. These were the transparent green windscreen sub-theme of Aquazone, and the builds were definitely not as good as the regular Aquazone builds. I think they were actually some of the most uninteresting ones. These are probably going to go under D somewhere. Yeah, it's like a little above Belleville. A little above this. Yeah, putting it there, and that's good. Ooh. Fantasy Era Castle, that is my GOAT right there. Everything I want out of a Lego Castle sub-theme. Dare I say better? Slightly better than original Lego Castle, and I'm putting it in A just because of the creativity of the world. We didn't know how good we had it back in 2007, 2008, when we had these castle factions. We had the dwarves and the human knights versus the skeletons and the evil trolls. Oh my goodness. And if Castle continued, we were supposed to get elves, and I'm very sad we never got that. So
Really, really cool creative theme, amazing sets, like the Fantasy Era chess set, great. We had the big troll warship, that's awesome, the skeleton boat, the big castle, of course, was amazing. I mean, the Troll Mountain Fortress was so good, the Dwarves Mine, another great build, even the siege engines were so cool and unique. It was a true fantasy-inspired LEGO theme, the likes of which we haven't really seen again, so I do miss Fantasy Era LEGO Castle. That's definitely missed a lot. Okay, rescue. Man, rescue, boring. Yeah, not super interesting. It's gonna be right here. It's better than video, come on. Rescue's there. Arctic, the original 2001 Arctic was actually pretty solid. I love that the old polar bear mold, as well as the bases they did. The color scheme was good, so yeah, honestly, Arctic's going to be up like super low C's, high D's. I mean, it wasn't revolutionary, but I think it was cool for what it was. So we're going to put that there. Dacta is like their own version of education, really hard to like judge it, so it's just a little above extra. Same for education while I'm at it. I can't really, I mean, I barely even want to rank these because they're their own thing, basically. But I mean, LEGO Education is actually quite good because it teaches kids a lot of like engineering principles and stuff. So we'll put it in A actually, because it is a core, like it is something very important to LEGO. So, you know, I'll throw it a bone there, right above Duplo. All right, Space Police 2 did not like this. I thought Space Police 2 was the weakest out of all three Space Polices because the color scheme was kind of lame and the builds were not interesting. So Space Police 2 is maybe one of my least favorite LEGO Classic Space subthemes. It's going to go down here. Space Police 1, though, which I just saw while we're on the topic, is pretty good. The big mothership is awesome. There's a really cool mechanism where you turn the gear and it opens up and the rover automatically deploys. The color scheme was awesome. I thought the jail cell feature was super cool as well. That is going to go pretty high. It's not as good as Mtron. It's gonna go like somewhere here. Yeah, we'll put it here for introducing the concept of Space Police, which is pretty cool. It's gonna go right here above Jurassic. Space Police 3, though, that is where things got really good for Space Police. Great color scheme, borrowing from Futuron. This is up there with Power Miners for me. It's like right below Power Miners. Came out at the same time. Again, I know it's nostalgia speaking. This is my own tier list. Again, my personal tier list. Put Space Police right here, high B's. I love the villain designs. Who doesn't like Brick Daddy or P Squiddy? Although I actually can't really call him that anymore. But maybe P Squiddy's locked up now, which is good. You know, hide your space babies. But otherwise, the vehicles were so good. Everything being part of one faction for the Space Police was awesome, and that made the villain vehicles all having their own unique aesthetics stand out even more. And I love the utilitarian, like modern world in space aesthetic they have, where they're like, this is a space cargo truck, or this is a space hot rod, and it was very clear what they were supposed to be. Even stuff like Squidman's pit stop was like a space themed pit stop on a crater. Just so cool. The design aesthetic was amazing for that theme. I love Space Police 3. Okay, Pirates of the Caribbean. Making a comeback this year, according to rumors, but also consistently very good. I feel like this was genuinely, even for when the movies weren't good, like on Stranger Tides, and we also had like one of the best parts of the Caribbean ships is for, like, I would argue the worst movie in the franchise, the fifth one. So honestly, Pirates of the Caribbean, it's up there. It's really up there. It's going to go like up. It's going to go here. Yeah, it's not okay. It's going to go right here. Right here. Right below Space Police. I really like Pirates of the Caribbean. It's like a really good modern Pirates theme. I'm really excited for the one this year. Mindstorm's easy A. Easy A. That's, I mean, really, really important LEGO theme to what they're teaching. And also, like, it just worked really well. I mean, Mindstorms has got to be up there, like here, I think. I think Mindstorms is up here. Okay. Aqua Raiders. Ooh, I liked Aqua Raiders. Let's do all the Aqua Zone stuff now. You know, Aqua Raiders, Aquanauts, Stingrays, and Atlantis, right? So those are all the underwater ones right now. Aqua Raiders was just okay. Stingrays is the one I'm thinking of, which was really cool. Aqua Raiders was fine. Yeah, I think the builds just weren't that convincing to me. They're definitely above Hydronauts, but maybe just right above. Stingrays, though, were actually really cool. Stingrays. I love the big, like they had a really cool like manta ray style submarine vehicle, which was awesome. Stingrays is going to go like right below insectoids, actually. Right below UFO. Right below UFO. Wait, why do we have Aquanauts and Aqua Zone as its own theme? Because Aqua Zone is encompassing all of those. Well, that's silly. Okay, well, we're gonna put them next to each other, but this is the same thing in my mind. These are the same thing. Aqua Zone, like this is why it's confusing. Like this should not have been its own category if we're having all of these split up. But it is what it is. Okay, Atlantis, another coded theme. I keep going. I mean, I'm very biased here. It's very like this is almost sad. Like, come on. Like obviously the kid who grew up in the 2009 era of LEGO is going to love Space Police, Power Miners, and Atlantis, right? But these three are like my themes. And I love Atlantis. Power Miners is still better. But Atlantis, I mean, is it better? Oh my gosh. Power Miners versus Atlantis is like a showdown I do not want to pick a winner of. Because Atlantis had all those cool sea creature builds and all the sea creature figures and the portal. Oh, the portal. Yeah, it's above Power Miners. It's above Power Miners. Yeah. Because the gimmick of the drill was cool. But Atlantis did more unique things. So Atlantis is going to go here. And that's where it's going to live. How is Monster Fighters above all of these? Okay, that's crazy. Monster Fighters needs to go down here. I don't know what I was thinking. What on earth? Yeah, okay. That all is right with the world. Okay, there we go. Technic. Oh, well, Technic is like A. Technic is high A. Technic is good. Technic is such a versatile theme. I'm going to put it right here. Because even if you're not the biggest fan of realistic vehicles, which I know Technic has been doing a lot lately, there's always something for someone. Like, Technic has such a vast history behind it. The space stuff is great, and when you go back in time, like, they were doing all sorts of really creative things with Technic, like the Cyber Slammers you were talking about, or we were getting, like, these robotic builds and all sorts of different stuff. Like, Technic is, like, it's a core part of the LEGO building system now, so that's why it's high A. Okay, we're nearing the end. LEGO Factory is like a precursor to Ideas. The sets were fine. They weren't great. They were okay. We'll put it here. Above Unikitty. Yeah. Monkey Kid is the GOAT! Monkey Kid sets are amazing. The show is also really good. Is it S tier? No, but it's high A. It's above Technic, it's here. Wow, that's really high for Monkey Kid. But the sets are so good, and the show is phenomenal. The show is truly phenomenal. Again, I am ranking the pieces of media if they are unique to a LEGO property. So, Monkey Kid show and sets, so good, such a strong start. Please don't be dead. Please, please, please. I know it's dead. I know it's so over. It's literally Ninjago over. But I can hope. You know, I can hope. Bionicle Goat. Oh, Bionicle or Ninjago, though? Yeah, sorry. Oh, I'm gonna get killed. Okay, let's just move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Oh, people are gonna kill me for that one. Oh, I forgot Aqua Sharks when we were doing underwater. Okay. Oh, let me explain myself. Okay. Bionicle, right? It's the reason why I'm in LEGO. It's probably the reason why many of you now are watching this video and following me on YouTube. Which, if you're not already, subscribe to the Duckbricks YouTube channel. But Bionicle is just a step below Ninjago because Ninjago had the benefit of time and learning from Bionicle's mistakes. There's a reason why Ninjago is coming up on its 15-year anniversary, and Bionicle did not last that long because, as great as it was, Bionicle's story became too encumbered with its own lore. It became very hard for people to jump on. It became too expensive to make Bionicle sets. And near the end, it petered out because LEGO didn't know how to sustain a long-running story-based theme. They have cracked the code now with Ninjago, and that's why Ninjago edges it out just ever so slightly. That was painful, though. I wish we split up G1 and G2. I feel like those should have been two separate categories, because this is the G2 logo. G2, if you're curious, would probably have been great sets, bad media. It would have been in B. Like, the sets are really good. It would have been above Hero Factory. It'd probably be right here. Just very horribly mismanaged. Okay, Creator 3-in-1. Oh, that's got to go up. That has got to go up here. Yeah, it's just so it's like it's a part of Lego, you know? It's like you build different models out of the same bricks. That's a ubiquitous Lego thing. It's actually above Monkey Kid. I'm sorry, you have to. It's a classic Lego thing. Icons and ideas are looking pretty nicely sat and comfortably perched up there. I don't know. I mean, I think like this is what Lego's about. This is what Lego is about. Is it maybe S tier? I think it is. I think Creator 3-in-1 is S tier. Because that is like that is the core of Lego. It's taking a box of bricks and making 3 completely different things out of it. And it's become so good now. S tier, S tier, S tier. Okay, moving on. I actually really like Lego Minecraft. It's certainly an A tier theme. And the reason for it is because it feels like an original Lego theme, despite it being a licensed theme, because it's very modular. You can combine the sets with each other. It is Lego designers making up their own things. I mean, some of them are things you see in the Minecraft world, of course, but a lot of it is just their own things that they create. So honestly, Minecraft is up here. I'm going to put it right here, actually. Better than Harry Potter? Yeah, it's up there. It's a good theme. Good theme, not much more to say. Overwatch was fine, good when it came out, but has been completely blown away by all other modern Lego mechs. It's going to go the way of Stranger Things down here. It's all right. Dino 2010. Are we really splitting these two up? They're literally the same theme, but one of them just removed all the guns. Okay, you know what? America represent Dino Attack. I actually think all the builds here are really good. Like, this is the one Dino-based theme that actually focused on good builds. Why don't we get good stuff like this for Jurassic World, you know? Like, this is above Jurassic World, man. Like, this is way above. It's easily right here. The builds are so cool. The big tank, the big helicopter, the big 4x4. Everything was big. Everything was extreme with this theme. That was what was really cool about it. Dino 2010 takes those builds but removes the guns. And because I love America, I love this city, I love this country, Dino 2010 has got to go lower. It's just less cool without the guns. I gotta say, you know, it's down here. It's in C, high C. But C, it's the same thing, but it's just like, it's down here. Okay. Ooh, put it down below Dreams. All right. Art, no, we did art. Western. Western is another classic one. Western's a classic theme. We haven't really seen that much Western nowadays, but back when it was around, it was pretty solid. It was one of the core Lego themes, actually, but isn't as good as the other core Lego themes. I actually don't think so. I'm going to put it down in low Bs. I think that makes the most sense for Western, because a lot of the builds were, I mean, they were cool, like the Native American builds I really liked. Fort Legorado is the classic one, but it's also such a boring build. Like, you just take the wall panels and stack them. So, gotta have it a little bit lower, I think. That's just me. Aqua Sharks, cool sub-theme for Aqua Zone. I actually think they're about as good as the Aquanauts. We're just gonna put, oh, not as good as Rock Raiders, though. Or Ice Planet. Actually, for that matter, no. We're putting them down here. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. Dinosaurs. These were cool. These were like little canisters where you could build your own dinosaurs out of the canisters. Definitely not the best looking dinosaurs, but fun system to play with. It's certainly below the dinosaurs we got in Dino. So maybe let's just put it like low Cs. Yeah, low Cs. I like that. Kuso had basically 2 or 3 sets, depending on how you want to count it, before it turned into Lego Ideas, and those sets were kind of boring, so we're going to put it somewhere in D. Like, I don't know. It's hard, like, this is Ideas. It's not its fault. It's just the 2 initial ideas were just 2 realistic vehicles, because that was what it was about at the time, so it's kind of like a Discovery Channel sort of theme. Where is that? But just better. Where did I put Discovery Channel? It should be way lower. There's no way. Where did I put it? Extreme T. Oh, there. Yeah, we're just going to put it right above Discovery Kids. There we go. I'm happy. Okay. Spybotics. Kind of like a high-techy, more like covert version of Mindstorms. Builds weren't great, built around some giant electronic pieces, so honestly, we are going to put it down here. It was, actually, technically, I said my first Lego set was Life on Mars. That was the first one I consciously built. As a toddler, I played with the Swibotics set. My dad would, like, drive it around the living room, and I'd just treat it like a remote control toy. Didn't even know it was Lego. Model Team, oh, this is cool. Model Team is like the precursor to Creator Expert, which later became Icons. Great builds, actually. Really, really good builds for their time. I think Model Team I'm going to have to put, like, up high. It's got to be high Bs. It's up here, I think. It's a classic, and it's good. It set the groundwork for a lot of what LEGO was going to be doing. Kingdoms, not the biggest fan of Kingdoms, actually. The builds were okay, but just coming off of Fantasy Era, which had such cool enemies, and then going into just, like, evil knights was not the move for me. So we're gonna put it here. Okay, Mars Mission, great. Again, nostalgia, but also great. The only downside is that, unlike Space Police 3, all of the villains are just generic Martians, and that is not fun. Like, that's kind of boring. So, if Space Police 3 is all the way up here, Mars Mission is, like, down here. Yeah, it's like here. It's low B, I think. Low B, I think that's fair. Minions, fine, inoffensive, kind of for a nothing movie, but yeah, you know, we got Minion sets, and they were the Minion sets. They were some of the Lego sets of all time. I would put them with the Incredibles 2 sets, honestly. Better than Super Mario still, though, because where are minifigures? Speaking of minifigures, we got CMFs. Honestly, very, very high. I think collectible minifigures are a big staple of LEGO. It's kind of like Creator, it's kind of like Technic. It's like they're so important. We always get really, really nicely detailed minifigs as well. I'm going to put it up in A, actually. I mean, they're hit or miss sometimes, but when they hit, they really hit. And it's really cool how long it's been going, too, since 2010. So CMFs, not much else to say other than very cool to get blind bag minifigures, and I do like how we can now scan the boxes and know what they are. That's actually a lot faster than the old feeling method, which is quite funny. Okay, moving on, architecture. Again, another one of those tentpole LEGO themes that I think is really solid. Not quite as good as some of the others, but good for what it's trying to do. I'm going to put it right between Minecraft and Harry Potter. I think that makes a lot of sense to me. Botanical Collection, again, another really, really solid build for a theme. It's not A, but it's high Bs. It's certainly high Bs. We're going to put it right here. Beautiful, beautiful builds. Just not everyone's cup of tea, but clearly popular enough among even people who aren't AFOLs to have LEGO keep on making more and more and more and more. All right, we finally have just two last themes here. These are two of the more recent ones. So we have Wicked and One Piece. Wicked is based off of course, the movie. And I think it's okay. It's kind of like in that Stranger Things zone of we get so few sets. We did get a whole wave, and I guess we will be getting more. So we'll get more for the new movie, the Wicked for Good movie. And I actually did like the Emerald City enough. I thought the rest of the sets were fine. They weren't great. It's going to go right below Scooby-Doo for me. It's kind of low C's, mid C's. Then One Piece. One Piece is actually pretty good. There's like one set, which is the Buggy the Clown set, which I don't really like that much, but the rest of them I really like. I don't even dislike the Buggy set. I just feel like it's not really worth it. But like the Going Merry is awesome. The Baratier is amazing as well. And I do like the One Piece like IP as a brand. So I feel like it just sits like right below Marvel for me. I think it's going to sit there in the low Bs. And with that, we've pretty much ranked every single LEGO theme. I guess I could add in my own images and like put in the castle subthemes if I want to, but I think at this point we've gone through pretty much everything that matters. All of these are Duplo subthemes or education subthemes, which don't matter, or random Technic subthemes, which don't matter, as well as Ages 2.0, which I am counting with agents. And then system is just like the LEGO system. That was just like classic towns, pirates, space, castle, they all had it. So I don't know why this logo's there. So talking about everything here, are we agreed that our top 4 GOAT themes are Ninjago, Bionicle, Star Wars, and Creator 3 in 1? Yeah, I mean, maybe Icons. I'm tempted. Icons and Ideas, but they are hit or miss sometimes. Okay, no, we're gonna keep it to the big 4. So my list here, this is my ranking of every theme: Ninjago, Bionicle, Star Wars, Creator 3 in 1. Then Icons, Ideas, Monkey Kid, Technic, Creator Expert, CMFs, Castle, Fantasy Era, Vintage Castle, City, Classic Space, all of Pirates, Adventurous Jungle, Adventurous Desert, Lunar New Year, Mindstorms, Vintage Town, Minecraft, Architecture, Harry Potter, Elves, Trains, Vintage Trains, Fabuland, Education, Duplo. Then in B, we have Lord of the Rings, Speed Champions, Ninjago Movie, Batman Movie, Botanicals, Disney, Hero Factory, Chima, Classic, Lego Movie, Atlantis, Power Miners, Space Police, and... Do I agree with that order? Nope, it's done. It's locked. I agree with that order. Monster Fighters, Model T, Pirates of the Caribbean, Exoforce, Aquazone Aquanauts, I count those the same thing, Rock Raiders, Ultra Agents, Ice Planet 2002, Orient Expedition, Mixels, Friends, Blacktron, Mtron, Marvel, One Piece, Nexonites, Lego Movie 2, Dino Attack, Western, Agents, Space Police 1, Jurassic World, Mars Mission, Adventurers, Dino Island, Aqua Sharks, and then in C tier, Avatar, Hobbit, Dreams, Vikings, Dino 2010, Lone Ranger, tempting, but no, I'm leaving it there. Art, Prince of Persia, Sands of Time, Disney Princess, Aqua Raiders, DC. It's sad that DC is this low, but it's that you have done that yourself. Toy Story, Galaxy Squad, Dimensions, Fortnite, Racers, Knights Kingdom, Pharaoh's Quest, Alpha Team, Batman, Futuron, Insectoids, Paradise, UFOs, Stingrays, wow, Indiana Jones, Hidden Side, Brickheads, Alien Conquest, TMNT, Kingdoms, Lightyear, Scooby-Doo, Wicked, Sonic, Simpsons, Unicron, Ninja, Knights Kingdom, Overwatch, Animal Crossing, Stranger Things, Cars, World Racers, Ghostbusters, Who You Gonna Call, Life on Mars, Fantastic Beasts, Dino, Juniors, Explorians, Studios, Dinosaurs, and Spyrius. In D tier, we have the LEGO Arctic subtheme of town, Slyzers or Throwbots, Trolls, Superhero Girls, Angry Birds Movie, Kuso, Discovery, Island, Sports, Aqua Raiders, Hydronauts, the original Homemaker figures, Belleville, Extreme Team, RoboForce, Time Cruisers, Space Police, Factory, Unikitty, Boost, Incredibles, Minions, Super Mario, SpongeBob, Studs, Heroica, Games, Cyberslam, Rescue, Video, Speed Racer, Robo Riders, Freestyle, Powerpuff, World City, Gabby's, Mickey, Spybotics, Jackstone, Winnie the Pooh. Lots and lots of ones in D. And then E and F, we just have a few. 2013 Castle was such a letdown. I mean, now it's like, should this be below all of these though? Like, I don't think so. This was done very early in the video, so I reserve my right to move this around now. It's going up to like mid Ds. It was still really disappointing though. It's like very juniorized, very boring. Pirates 2015 would be somewhere around there too, but it was a little better. So E is Dots, Docta, Extra, Ben 10, Scalaforma, Galador, and then F is Avatar, because of that wasted potential. It was so bad when it could have been so good. Snap, Little Robots, and Clickets. Clickets is the worst LEGO theme, I guess, because it just doesn't really feel like LEGO, and I know Galador doesn't feel like LEGO either, but this just really felt like LEGO doing their own thing with bracelets, and not really making it about LEGO. I guess it was about building the bracelet, but that was really the only LEGO-like aspect of it. Okay. And with that, we have summed up my ranking of every LEGO theme. Now, I know that the moment I publish this video, someone is going to point out some glaringly obvious theme that was missing from this list. And they're going to be like, in the comments, you forgot, like, I don't know, you forgot, like, this one super important and big theme. And I'm like, yeah, it wasn't on the list I found online, sorry. Didn't think about it off the top of my head. I'd like to think that I have, like, a pretty operational knowledge of every LEGO theme at one time. It could be fun, actually. A cool idea for a video would be for me to, like, try to list out every LEGO theme without looking. Like, from memory, can I list every LEGO theme? Or as many as I can? It's a cool video idea. But anyways, I don't think I could do it now because my brain is cooked after trying to rank all of these. And also, like, I mean, I'm trusting this list in that it's almost everything other than the castle sub-factions. For some reason, I'm still mad about that. But anyways, that about sums up my ranking of themes. I'm so curious what yours are. So please let me know in the comments. Go down, click the link. I linked this public every LEGO theme ever list. 188 images, so 188 themes were ranked. I guess minus these extra ones at the bottom. But how would you rank things? And especially, like, what are the main things you disagree with me on? Like, is there something I put in A that you feel like needs to be in, like, E or F? You know, I want to hear that stuff, and I want to hear your arguments. So Do let me know. This was a ton of fun to make. I don't know when the next time I'll be doing a ranking video will be, because this took a lot out of me, way more effort than I thought it was going to take. But I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe for even more LEGO news, reviews, discussion, and analyses coming your way very soon. And bye for now.